depths of my heart. We're dreamers. Don't care what other people say. We're living like this could be our final day. We're dreamers. Don't care what the others say. We're doing this in our way. We come alive in the nighttime. It's something about how we dance in the moonlight. That look in your eyes, it tells me that you want me and all my loving. We come alive in the nighttime. You and I, we come alive. We come alive. We come alive. What's your weakness? What's your type? Somehow I wanna know all about you. Deep connection lights a spark. You already know me when we dance in the dark. We're dreamers. We're living like this could be our final day. We're dreamers. We're doing this in our way. We come alive in the nighttime. It's something about how we dance in the moonlight. That look in your eyes, it tells me that you want me and all my loving. We come alive in the nighttime. You and I, we come alive. We come alive. We come alive. We come alive. Tell me that you want me. I can see you want me by the look in your eyes. Tell me that you want me. I can see you want me by the look in your eyes. We come alive. We come alive. We come alive in the nighttime. It's something about how we dance in the moonlight. That look in your eyes, it tells me that you want me and all my loving. We come alive in the nighttime. You and I, we come alive. We come alive. We come alive. We come alive. What's your story? What's your sign? It's like we're twin flames in a different life. Deep connection lights a spark. It's like you know me in the depths of my heart. We're dreamers. Don't care what other people say. We're living like this could be our final day. We're dreamers. Don't care what the others say. We're doing this in our way. We come alive in the nighttime. It's something about how we dance in the moonlight. That look in your eyes, it tells me that you want me and all my loving. We come alive in the nighttime. You and I, we come alive. We come alive. We come alive. What's your weakness? What's your type? Somehow I wanna know all about you. Deep connection lights a spark. You already know me when we dance in the dark. We're dreamers. We're living like this could be our final day. We're dreamers. We're doing this in our way. We come alive in the nighttime. It's something about
I am muted. Gosh darn it. Gosh darn it. Okay, whatever. My bad, guys. My bad. One of those days. I'm not used to streaming in the middle of the day. I got you guys. All right, there we go. It was weird. Normally, I mute myself on this little thing right here. There's a little button for it, and I'm looking to see if that's red. But what happened was I was muted by Streamlabs. Thanks for letting me know, guys. All right. It'll take a couple seconds for the lag to get to you guys, but we'll see how that turns out. But okay, now I'm just watching all of you guys comment. It's okay. So let me start over from here so I can explain what exactly went wrong, because I'm sorry about that, guys. I went on a little rant and it kind of got a little long with no volume here. Now, basically what's been happening here, guys, is two things. There's a technical aspect to this, and then there's also a more fundamental kind of macroeconomic view of what's going on here. Now, the big thing of what's been going on, let me make this right here. There you go. Two big things. We had an opportunity to close above the Ganfan level yesterday. We weren't able to make it, but I thought we would have an opportunity here to break above the 200 moving average in the 4-hour chart. That did not happen. We talked about this being our first level of resistance. Then another one coming up here around 32,800, which was yeah, right around here, yeah. And then of course going up to 35,000 if we were able to make that next level, because that's where the Ganfan level was. So what actually happened to cause us to move back down here, that was the Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve today just started selling assets. So we had talked about this, I think, over the past month or so. And basically, and guys, thanks for saying the no sound. I appreciate it. I wish you guys would comment that much all the time. What do you call it? So basically, what happened here, guys, is the Federal Reserve. This is the balance sheet that they have. I don't know if you guys can see this too clearly. There, yeah, you guys see this now. You can see it used to be at like $880 million, and it went up to 2.2 billion. Or excuse me, 2.2 trillion, right? And then over here in 2016, about 4.4 trillion. I mean, a lot, but not crazy amounts. And then they were actually selling it down. So that's why the market was kind of stabilizing on kind of the last 2 years of probably the Trump administration. We were kind of slowing down here a little bit. And then COVID came, and then boom, or probably the first 2 years of Trump's administration, popped up there. And then all of a sudden we went from like $3.7 trillion in assets on the Federal Reserve's balance sheet all the way up here to like almost $9 trillion. And now they're starting to sell it off a small piece at a time. And that's what caused this big dump that we saw today. This is them officially starting to sell off. It's not going to be good for the market overall, but we're going to have to see how much more can the traditional stock market come. At this point in time, you guys know my theory about the Nasdaq, and if we're going to break down below the 200 weekly moving average as far as that's concerned. But before that would happen, we would have to have a bounce first. So we'll talk about that if and when it happens, right? So, but that's what you guys saw today. The Dow just kind of start selling off here. I think what happened here, going back to what I said a few minutes ago, which was muted, I grant you. I think as soon as the market opened, the Federal Reserve was actually starting to sell off some assets here. And then towards the middle of the day, they sold off enough assets, and they're going to probably try to continue it on tomorrow. We'll see how bad things get. But I'm not entirely sure how many people are going to want to be buying all of this stuff right now if the Federal Reserve is going to be selling assets, right? Because I was hoping we might have a little bit more of a bear market rally that might go for like at least a couple weeks, at least that, like the last one we had. I only have one options play open right now, and that's Nvidia. And I'm still holding on to that one to see what happens, but it's down like 30% right now, so not looking too hot. But besides that, I'm treating this market very carefully. That's why I told you guys yesterday, preferably I like to day trade these types of swings, but I'd be very, very careful of this market, because what happened here today is, again, we were unable to close above this on a daily chart, so I thought we might have an opportunity today to do so during today's day candle. We got knocked back down because of the Nasdaq, but here's something else we have to worry about now. So here's another here's a few more other Ganfan levels. The one that we were talking about yesterday is the one that we broke above. Here's a 5-minute chart. Let's open this up here. And you can see on this Ganfan level, we were able to break above this one. This 2-to-1 Ganfan level is not the same as this 2-to-1 Ganfan level. They're a little bit different. We were able to get above it, right, for just, like a few hours. And then we weren't able to close above it either. So that way actually, let me see. Did we close above it? Yeah, we did close above this one for 2 days, and then we got knocked back down. Excuse me. I'm thinking about this one. We got knocked down. But overall, now we're back down below this one, and this matters more on the weekly context. If we want to have a reversal that lasts for all of June, well, maybe we're having an okay June, or even a good June, we're going to have to find a way to close above this Ganfan level by the end of the week, and we're going to have to figure out a way to close above this Ganfan level by the end of the week as well. At this point, the good thing for Bitcoin here, if you can call it good, we still do have some semblance of higher lows, so we don't have to worry about that breakout anymore for now. That breakout looks like it's done and over. What you guys are going to be hoping for now is that we can just stay above this trend line here and can continue to consolidate and have higher lows. So, we would want to have a low here, a low here. Maybe throughout the next couple of days, the low is just on the trend line here. And then we have another low kind of, later on here in June. And throughout that time, we have opportunities to have little pumps here and there. But that's going to be the best case scenario I can see right now, just because the Federal Reserve just wrecked crypto, just wrecked the market here. And for good reason. I want inflation under control. That will help out Bitcoin in the long term, because as much as people want to say Bitcoin has been a hedge against inflation, I haven't felt that Bitcoin has been a hedge against inflation so far, right? So that's kind of my 2 cents of what just happened. My longs got stopped out for like decent profit, but I was selling my longs from over here. I just put a little bit of a stop loss before I went to bed in case we crashed, but I didn't think it was going to trigger. So that was just kind of a little bit of cautiousness on my part here. But now we're back down below the 20-day moving average. We got to hope that somehow during the next day candle, which opens up in about 2 hours and 27 minutes, we're going to have to hope that we can have a strong green day to really push us back above it, and then that could give us a big swing back up here for all the altcoins. If we are unable to, you could see a complete dump continue on here once we break down below this trend line. If you want to look at the 4-hour chart, we're fairly close to this trend line right now, so I would hope we can at least have one more bounce here. Currently, we're about 3% away, $910, and Bitcoin's already down about over 2,000 points at the 2,000 bucks at this moment in time, guys. So be careful with it. I'm still buying up. I bought some more a few like a half an hour ago for a dip, do my daily buys and stuff like that under the 100 weekly moving average. But this definitely was demoralizing. We had talked about all those levels of resistance and things of that nature, but I think in part this was a little bit of a bull trap that got a lot of people, similar to what we saw during the Mother's Day crash, where we actually managed to break out right there above the 20-day moving average, and things looked a little bit positive because we're bouncing off of the trend line right here, a major trend line that we'd been watching for the past few months, right? This trend line was from January 24th all the way over here to May. That's a few months of nice support. We bounced up really strong, and then we got knocked back down basically. And I sense that same vibe here as far as Bitcoin with this last breakout that we observed. Now, we still have an opportunity to go higher, but I would say the level we don't want to break down below right now is going to be this right here. We don't want to break down below this trend line. If we do, more likely than not, bad things are going to happen. And remember, yesterday we also talked about the dollar index, the DXY. Take a quick peek at it here. It's starting to move back up here a little bit as well. It bounced off of the 50-day moving average. We talked about it. I think what was my price target for, like in the 115s and in the teens of the 100s, basically. We managed to reversal. I guess starting yesterday, coming back up to today, and it seems like the dollar still wants to go a little bit higher here. Going over on the monthly chart now, we've been consolidating for a little bit of time. We might have a stronger move later on this month, since we did just start a new month here, but we'll have to see how bad things get. And on top of that, I think something interesting here is we now have a wick for the monthly candle in case we want to crash back down. This is going back off of Bitcoin. If you guys were here during the beginning of last month, we talked about this quite a bit, where if on Bitcoin here, do we need all these? No, we don't. I can put it back on later. We talked about when we broke down below the April, the 20-month moving average on April, how we were going to make a wick, and then we usually fall. So we make a little bit of a wick, then we fall, make a little bit of a wick, then we start falling here, right? Except for this one had a little bit of a pump. Now we have a little bit of a wick on us going right here. So if we do start to tank for, excuse me, June here, you know, we'll have to wait to see if we break down from that trend line I just talked about. But this could be a really bad month if we are not able to find some type of low here or some type of bottom, so to speak. Right now on the monthly chart, there's not really much good stuff to look forward to. Maybe, just maybe, we have something like this working itself out, but I would still be pessimistic of us actually holding the line here just to have a bounce on a monthly chart. I still want to have us come into contact with that 200 weekly moving average, which again, we're fairly close to it, guys. We are fairly close to this 200 weekly moving average. If we can make it down there, I think a lot more people are going to be happy about that. And then we just have to worry about what the Nasdaq is going to do. I cannot stress the importance of the Nasdaq. I know we don't talk about it too much. I will be making a members video for it, I think, over the next few days here. But let's go to Nasdaq. Let's go over here to watch list, and let's go over here to Nasdaq. Okay. So, for all of you guys that are new to the stream here, let me take a sip of water actually. Oh man, that was a little bit more than a sip. One of the things that I've been concerned about for Bitcoin here is is this yellow line that you guys are seeing across your chart. This is the weekly Nasdaq chart. And normally we stay above this yellow line. This yellow line is the 200 weekly moving average. If the Federal Reserve can get its act together and inflation under control and inflation data looks pretty nice, then we have a good opportunity, like we did with COVID, of just coming close to the 200 weekly moving average and then bouncing off of that. And then, the bear market's kind of over. We kind of have our little bit of slow time here. And then we have an opportunity to really start rallying back up. All right. That's the most optimistic viewpoint. At this point, I don't know if it's the most likely. I would say it was likely just about a couple months ago. But now that the economic data still doesn't look too good, people are getting more worried, the economy is getting more pessimistic, all this type of stuff. It's more of a coin flip for me right now. And the reason, and basically I say this because if we manage to break down below this 200 weekly moving average, this usually signals a very bad technical downturn for the market. And if I can just show you guys this here very fast. The few times that, since most of you guys have been alive, well, some of you guys have been alive, we haven't actually broken down below this level except for two specific times, okay? We broke down below it during the 2008 financial crisis, and we were down here for a while, all right? We broke down below the dot-com bubble, we were down here for a while. And as I'm looking at this chart, it kind of feels like we've had an incredible run-up, and eventually we're going to have to pay the price where the prices come back down quite a bit. Yeah, we'll see how bad things get, guys. We'll see how bad things really get. But at this point in time, I'm just going to wait to see what happens as we come into contact with that 200 weekly moving average. Normally, when we do it, we have a bounce for a few months, right? This bounce lasted for 175 days or 25 weeks. This bounce over here, which was a little bit shorter, a little bit more volatile as well, this bounce lasted for about 41 days or about 6 weeks, all right? And then before that, then we got to start looking at, there's not as much data here, but the last time we broke down below it was 1990. Gosh, I'm not used to saying the 90s anymore, even though that's when I was born. 90s, but no bounce, kind of just came straight down here, which is pretty interesting. But that's what I'm afraid of, because if for whatever reason, if the Nasdaq does come down below this 200 weekly moving average, and Bitcoin has been pretty correlated to the Nasdaq so far. We had a little bit of a loosening over the weekend, but it kind of tightened back up, unfortunately, on us. Well, then that would mean that Bitcoin most likely would not hold its 200 moving average here. That means that Bitcoin, in theory, could come all the way back down here to $14,000, $16,000. And I know that's unlikely right now, and I still say it's unlikely at this point in time, but it is something that could happen, and I'm starting to make preparations in case it would happen, right? So, first of all, I just let you guys know, my plan hasn't changed. I'm still buying a chunk of Bitcoin and a chunk of Ethereum when we run into the 200 weekly moving average, because I think that's going to happen over the next month or so, right? But I'm thinking about where I could place some other limit orders in case, for whatever reason, the Nasdaq first bounces above the 200 here and then starts coming back down. I'm not going to worry about it too much until we bounce, and then it looks like we're coming back down to break down below it. If we break down below that, I will most likely have a lot of money tied up in options as I buy tons of puts and stuff like that on tech stocks, because tech stocks will get annihilated short term, temporarily. Um, and then I'll have to pull a lot of those profits back into crypto, and then what I'll be doing is buying a lot more low market cap, low price coins that I think have some utility that can kind of hold on through this bearish conditions. Because at this point in time, guys, the longer we're kind of down here and the longer the Federal Reserve can't get inflation under control, the more worried I get about us breaking down below the 200 weekly moving average on the Nasdaq. Okay, but okie dokie. That's about all the pessimism and stuff right there for now. Let me see if I can go over here to day chart. Let's put this back over here. There we go. And maybe a 5 minute chart there. This is one of the trend lines we don't want to break down below. We're fairly close to it right now. Is this actually on the bottom one? Yeah, it's on there. Oh, there you go. Okay. We're trying hard not to break down below these levels, guys. We're trying fairly, very, very hard right now. But we just had what, like 6, 7 hours of going down. Maybe we can have 1 hour of just going back up just temporarily. Not too bad. All right. And hey, Trev, hey, Island Time. Yes, I did see the verdict today. I was watching it on like 5 different YouTube channels. I had it on. There's a lady that does a good channel about it, good stream about it. I watched a lot, True Lime and Crime Network, and I also watched ABC News coverage of it. It was nice. I was surprised that Johnny Depp swept all of them because everybody was saying he might only win 1 or 2, but he won all 3. Johnny Depp, oh my gosh, that was awesome. I am so happy Johnny Depp won. You guys have no idea. I'd been watching that trial from beginning to end, like all day, every day. It was very, very nice to see him win that one. I felt bad for him. Like, dude, I know Johnny Depp isn't perfect, but God, dude, like, your name is a lot in this world, and for your name to be smeared like that, and then when you like cross-examined, you can't even like remember the correct stuff. It was pretty bad. And hey, and Mole, exactly. Yeah, we just talked about the DXY dollar index. Yeah, I'm happy it pumped up as well. That means we can. I just want to rip this band-aid off, guys, as far as get over with this bear market. I thought we had an opportunity for a bear market rally, but no, we just got smacked back down in a heartbeat. We'll see tomorrow during this next day candle that we get if we can pop back above that 20-day moving average. But at this point, I'm not even optimistic. So we'll have to just kind of wait and see here what happens. Excuse me. And hey, Mr. Glub, and hey, Justin, happy to see you back as well. And hey, Bud, sorry, I missed your post. Thank you for coming on this afternoon. I have about 30 minutes before my office meeting that I host. Will you be on later? Yes, I will be later on at 6 p.m. I'm probably going to be streaming for a while here, guys. I'll probably end up streaming till about 7 or 8 with one break in between. So this will be a longer stream. We can kind of chit and chat, whatnot. I kind of have my whole night opened up, basically. I'll just make dinner after the stream around 8 o'clock. I just had something for lunch. I don't know what it was, but I just had something for lunch, so I should be good to go. And I got, well, it was a full bottle of water, apple juice bottle of water. Now it's down to half. I don't know why. I got a couple of cups from my mom that I stole back from her, and now I just like using this thing because this thing is just like a huge jug of water, and it's just good. I don't know why. I like it a lot. Probably because it fits well in the hand. And there we go. And hey, Brad, is everything down like 7% today? There's stuff down even more than that, but yeah, we got knocked back down, Bradies, today because the Federal Reserve started selling off assets. I didn't think it was gonna hit the market this hard. I thought they were gonna like be more considerate to the market because that's kind of the. If you listen to Jerome Powell, he keeps on talking about how we understand the market may not be happy or the market may go down, but we want to help mitigate some of those things. So they're trying to give some insurance to the market, right, to make them feel better about the selling of assets that's currently taking place. And we can look at this graph here. Again, we started off at like 800 million, or 800 billion, then we started getting up here into the trillions in 2008 financial crisis. And then in 2012, buying up more and more and more. We bought up, a lot of stuff here. And now we're all the way up to like 9 trillion. They're starting to sell some of that off right now. And that's what's causing a little more pain to the market. And so this isn't really showing off what they're selling right now. this is this is the value of their assets, the value of their assets right now, because they have assets in housing, all types of good stuff. But we want to see overall this start to go down fairly soon. It'll help out inflation a little bit here, guys. But them selling off assets, it's just like if you sell a whole bunch of Bitcoin on the open market, it's going to bring the price down. And you saw it started off okay with the Nasdaq, started okay for the Dow and the S&P, bringing it down. And then what is the Fed selling? Maybe that would be a good way to search for this news. No, let's see. Okay, the QT means quantitative tightening, if you guys want to know that. But what the Fed's QT means for that 2 trillion pile of cash? They have a lot of cash. In late May, investors flush with cash, left with nowhere else to put it, parked it in a record of more than 2 trillion overnight at the U.S. Federal Reserve. Starting June 1st, the Fed will begin draining that plus 3.3 trillion of bank reserves from its nearly 9 trillion balance sheet to put all of that money in motion, a process called quantitative tightening. While the central bank is leaning on facilities it created in recent years to control ructions in the U.S. markets, there are still a number of ways this process could create turbulence. I think we found turbulence today. I don't know. I think we found turbulence today. Where did all this money come from? Just so you guys have an understanding of what's going on right now. Primarily from the unprecedented stimulus the Federal Reserve unleashed when the COVID-19 pandemic crashed the global economy in early 2020. Over the last 2 years, it brought roughly $4.6 trillion worth of treasuries and mortgage-backed securities through quantitative easing to keep longer-term interest rates low and stimulate the economy. Yet the process, also known as QE, created a wall of money that needed to get deposited somewhere, leading to ballooning bank reserves as the Federal Reserve embarked on policy tightening. The hope was that lenders passed the liquidity along as credit to companies and households, spurring growth. Banks don't do that. We learned about that after the 2008 financial crisis. If you give the bank to loan out to everyday folks, they are not going to be loaning it out to everyday folks. They're going to be loaning it out to people that have like 700 credit score and above. They're not going to give it to those who may need credit but who have not a good chance of paying it back, right? And we learned that a while ago. It just doesn't work. Banks are too greedy. It just doesn't work. Go ask your banker how they're selling. Like if you guys have a banker you trust, I have one I trust at Chase. If you go over and ask them about credit cards and what are the chances of them giving out new credit cards and stuff like that, they will tell you that it's not too it's not too good right now, or they'll tell you the kind of the little bit of if you're the banker, they're kind of like there's some stuff going on, right? So I learned about that last year sometime, so I've kind of been aware of that this little thing wasn't working here. But what about money held by short-term investors? Of this 4.6 trillion of assets in the money market industry, roughly 4 trillion is invested with funds that are allowed to invest in only high-quality short-term assets like treasury bills or repurchase agreements. Those balances grew during the pandemic, and as a result of stimulus from the Fed and U.S. Treasury, QE has left banks holding more cash than they'd like, so they continue to nudge the depositors to place cash with money market funds instead. All right, that's about it for now. I won't go into all this stuff right here, but basically, billions of dollars are going to get started, or trillions of dollars eventually are going to be dumped off of the Federal Reserve, balance sheet, and that's a big deal. We're going to have to wait and see if the market's going to be willing to buy that back up, or if there's not going to be enough buyers because everybody is too afraid, therefore just causing the price of the majority of securities to come down over time. And then from a technical standpoint, we'll have to wait and see if the Nasdaq can break down below the 200 weekly moving average after an initial bounce, hopefully, or if we are going to break down below that level and then just kind of have a more of a pretty bad bear market here, right? But we've been talking about that for a while now. Bear market's not any surprise to any of you guys. Um, and let's see here. And hey, Brandon, are you interested in wheat, ETF, crude, or any other commodities? I'm considering wheat myself. All the shortages in the media has me thinking it's going to go crazy by harvest season. Yes, Brandon. I haven't been trading too many commodities. I've been looking at stocks that kind of deal with them. I haven't found too many good ones. Kind of a lot of the serial companies that you look at and the people that own those companies, because usually there's like the mega corporations in the United States that have a whole bunch of names, but they're all owned by one person or a few people. Um, I would be looking at wheat, crops that come out of Africa and the Middle East. There's not many, but I would look over there. And then on top of that, what I'd be looking for is also oil. Oil has been my big play so far this year. It's been doing relatively well. Um, this is Bitcoin. We can change the Nasdaq out here for oil very fast. So here's U.S. oil. Gosh, I forget. Keep on forgetting we go negative. So you can see right here, we've managed to pop back up a little bit now. Things are still looking okay, but we're kind of waiting to have a little bit of a, this is a weekly chart, of a little bit more of a boosh kind of wrapping us back up here. So far, we've done an okay job of trying to hold above the 20-week moving average, although we have been pretty choppy. But it seems like for the most part, we have been spending a lot more time above this moving average down below. So I think if you wanted to buy into oil, I think a good opportunity might be the next time we come below the 20-week moving average here, and that would give you a good opportunity to try to buy up some oil stocks as well. Now, as far as UK oil is concerned, the chart looks a little bit, a little bit nicer because it didn't actually go negative like the American oil prices did. I'd never seen it happen before. But you can see this one's a little bit more volatile, but still doing pretty well. Not more volatile, but moving a little bit better. At this point, not much going on here. We're breaking through resistance levels here. That's fine by me. But I'm thinking eventually we're going to have another jolt to the system here, and that's going to cause some pain, especially as more European countries stop using Russian oil. Those countries are going to have to get their oil from America, from the Middle East, or whoever. And to be frank, Venezuela, nobody wants to buy Venezuelan oil, except for people that want cheap oil, apparently. America, we're in trouble because in order to kind of help with Russia's issues, the issues that Russia's created, we're selling a lot of our oil over to Europe and other places as well, which is kind of interesting because we don't have enough oil for ourselves right now as far as gasoline prices. And because of that, that's raising up the price of gas, therefore raising inflation, and therefore pissing off millions of Americans who just want gas to go back into the $2 ranges like it was a couple years ago, right? I would love to have gas at $2 again. Now, looking how expensive everything's getting right now, yeah, it's pretty bad. But yeah, so expect oil to continue going up in the foreseeable future. There may be some better stuff going on, but right now I don't see oil going back down to the 90s anytime soon, unless something big happens from a macroeconomic standpoint, like the war in Ukraine ending and something like that. But even then, how fast before Europeans really want to go back and buy oil from Russia? I really don't know. There's going to be a lot of costs involved in that, and that's going to be a painful thing for a lot of people to have to deal with high gas prices for a longer period of time. And that just hurts the American economy because all the money is going towards gas, and it's not going towards the goods and services that kind of keep the economy running over and over again. And remember, every truck that delivers your guys' food, every Amazon truck, whatever truck you guys, if you get your food from a grocery store, it gets trucked over there, right? That means all of that food's going to get more expensive as gas prices continue to go up. Um, there you go. You can see the average price here. Average price going up. Can you guys see this? Maybe I can zoom in just here just a little bit for you guys. There you go. The highest we got during the 2008 financial crisis was $4.10 per gallon. At this current point in time, we're up to $4.54 per gallon. Things are going to get a lot worse. And most of us have jobs where we don't have fixed income. If like people have, for those who have fixed income or aren't making more than like $40,000 a year, this is going to be horrible for their budget, having to deal with all these very, very high gas prices, right? I remember in the 90s, see, gas was around $1.06, $1.07 or so. Or even in the 2000s, I remember the radio stations back where I used to live in downtown Tacoma, the gas stations and the music stations on the radio, they would say, hey, this is Dollar Tank Wednesday. Come on over to this gas station, the Chevron on so and so, and you only have to pay $1 a gallon for gas while supplies last until the place literally ran out of gas. It was pretty insane. But guess what? There'd be long lines. My mom would be there with them, waiting in the long lines, and it was nice. But now 2015, $2, right? 2016, $2. 2017, $2.45. 2018, $2.67. 2019, $2.33. All of these are below $3, kind of okay. 2014, $3.39, kind of iffy. $3.39, kind of iffy as well, right? 2008, $3, kind of bad. 2009, nice. That's when you overproduce. You're trying to fix the problem, right? And then 2020, 2.63, 2.43, and all of a sudden 3.4, and now we're just getting higher and higher and higher and higher. And I don't know when this bad boy is going to end here. But don't expect gas prices to get better anytime soon, unfortunately. It's just kind of the situation we're in. We kind of have... I don't think there's really a plan to fix gas prices in America right now. I know politicians have been saying things on both sides. I haven't really felt that they've actually tried to fix the gas problem here. We tried talking to Venezuela. They gave us the middle finger. We tried calling the OPEC. They didn't even bother to answer the phone with Joe Biden, which kind of ticked me off. Whether you like him or not, he's still the president, but they just apparently don't like him at all. So they didn't even answer his phone call. And so because of that, we're not going to produce more oil here for a while, just because they have to build everything out, which takes time. They got to find the actual oil. We're going to have to figure out how to do that, plus get more refineries on order so they can transform oil into gasoline, so to speak. So, yeah, just bad times right now, guys. Bad times. But it will get better. What's that term I used a couple weeks ago? It's going to suck for a while, then it's going to get better. It's going to suck for a while, then it's going to get better. And there we go. And hey, Justin, I don't think there's a way to see how much they sell each day. You might be able to find it out in some articles, maybe by Bloomberg or CNBC or something like that. I would take a quick peek at it. I don't know if they actually have that, though. I can check CNBC. Facebook parent Meta. Oh, I don't care about that. Jamie Dimon says, brace yourself for an economic hurricane caused by Fed and Ukraine war. It's caused by more than there's that, but I'm happy people have been kind of listening to me at least a little bit. I've been saying this stuff for a while now, and people are just now hopping on top of it. But bankers don't have an incentive to tell the truth until they can make use of it from a monetary standpoint. And so I'm sure they knew about this stuff way before I did, but they don't have an incentive to actually say anything until they can make money off of that information. Which I think is fine, right? It's just the way the world works, but you guys better understand that. And hey, Justin, thanks everybody. Yeah, if you guys want to, please make sure to subscribe and like the video. It does help out a lot. I know this is more midday, and I normally don't stream until later on, so I know most of the people are at work that that watch this stream. And hey, I want to do Luna. Hey, man, welcome from Switzerland. What do you call it? As far as Luna's concerned, I'd be careful of it. It's pretty much fallen like a rock over the past few days because Bitcoin's also been taking here a little bit. As soon as Bitcoin started to rocket up, Luna was coming down here a little bit. I sold my Luna at $8 after buying it from in the 550-ish range. It managed to get up higher, but I think now it's well below $6 or $8, something like that. So I'm happy I sold it when I did. But definitely be careful if you guys are looking to trade Luna right now. It is all over the place. I had a chart on it a while ago. The one behind me, I think on my TV is... No, that's a Dogecoin Bitcoin chart, but I know I have my other Luna chart there somewhere. But yeah, right now, Luna doesn't look too good as well. I'd be patient with that one. It may have an opportunity to come back to life, so to speak, later on. But at this point in time, so much money is tied up in the Luna C and then the new Luna 2.0. They need to figure out a way to merge those so the market caps can kind of help each other out. I don't know who would still want to be in Luna Classic if they're giving up on that and they're giving up on UST and then trying to make a Luna 2.0. I don't know if that's necessarily going to work going forward for them, but in the short term, it could be a lot of fun money if you want to, buy and hold, so to speak. Just make sure if you guys are buying Luna, it's not more money than you're willing to lose because there's a high chance of losing money on that particular coin right now, right? And you're just waiting for Elon to solve the problem. I mean, you're gonna have to wait for a while. Elon's busy doing a whole bunch of other stuff at this point in time. Um, but yeah, I'm confident in what Elon touches. He usually makes some good money out of nothing. Uh, and hey, Trevi, oh yeah, I do read the chat. Yeah, I did take some time to get down to stuff right there. Um, and hey, Puma, Voyager is still paying out rewards for holding. Oh yeah, no, Voyager should be doing that. They don't need to change their rates or anything like that. If you're holding long term, that's good that Voyager isn't changing stuff up. That's one of the reasons I don't like BlockFi so much. Every single few weeks, I feel like the rates are changing over and over and over again, and I don't like the instability. I like Voyager because if I put money in there, they're not going to keep on changing it all over the place, and if they do, it's rare. Meanwhile, you see other companies like BlockFi, the rates change every other day. It is absolutely insane, and I do not like it whatsoever. And hey, Alan Time, thank you very, very much for the super chat. I really do appreciate it. Let me know if you have any questions on any particular coins, my man. And hey, Marco, who trusts Luna anymore? I don't think many people will trust the head of Luna. I wouldn't really go long into it unless I am just spending some play money on it, particularly. I don't I don't trust that guy, Do Kwon. I don't trust him to manage a company again. I don't. If you can bring your, I don't know what it was, like 30 something $40 billion market cap coin all the way to zero, you've done something very, very bad. That means you're built on a poor foundation. And why would his second foundation be any better than the first? He can say it is, but I don't think I think he just wants to save his name, and I want to think he wants to just make some money again. I don't think he's going to be trustworthy for a while. Kind of similar to what we see with the, what's that guy's name? Vlad and Robinhood. I don't trust Vlad anymore. I think Robinhood, in order for them to become a great company, they need to fire his butt and they need to get somebody else in there. Once you lose the trust of the populace, it's going to be very hard for your company to come out and say things with a straight face. Remember when he said there was no liquidity problems that led to the GameStop crash? And then the next week they had to come back and say, well, yeah, we had some liquidity issues, but Vlad wasn't lying. Like, it's the stuff like that that'll really hurt your reputation over the long term. And remember, Do Kwon, as far as Luna's concerned, he was banking a lot of stuff on these algorithmic stable coins, right? Those are the ones that tend to be targeted more often than not, the ones that have to deal with an algorithm. But if I go over here and I just open up YouTube, remember UST? Guys, it's still at 3 cents. It was at $1 just a few days ago, a couple weeks ago. It was at $1. And now that stable coin is still comfortably sitting at about 0.032 cents. It's pretty darn sad at this point, right? Hoping things can get better, but at this point, guys, I don't see how UST is coming back unless they sell off a bunch of Bitcoin to try to prop the coin back up. But you got to be very, very careful. And yeah, Etrev says Joe Kwon is a success at this point. I kind of believe it. I would, if I was, I think he lives in South Korea, right? I think there's a chance where he could be found liable, and depending on the justice system, I think he could be sued a lot depending on each country's laws. He can be sued in a multitude of countries. So it'll be interesting to see how that works out, and what liabilities the exchanges might have had and stuff like that. It's going to be a cluster. You know what? It really is. His problems are not over by a long shot, but by making Luna 2, now he has a little bit more money on hand. That way he might be able to pay some of those extraordinarily large legal bills that are probably going to be coming his way, right? But here's Luna 2, not Luna C, Luna 2 here. Here's a 15-minute chart on it. I bought my Luna right around here, kind of this consolidation period time on this little bit of a drop. I usually wait for big drops to kind of buy back in. I bought around 550, so not at the bottom of the drop, just kind of down here. And then what I was able to do is you saw it kind of ramped up. I sold right up here around $8 when it was crashing back down. And then from there, it continued to run all the way back up here to $10.74. After that, though, it had a big old double top, consolidated for a little bit of time, came crashing back down, and now we're back down to $6.42. I'm happy I sold here instead of, trying to hold on too long and just kind of watch it kind of come back down, unfortunately. I think Luna may have another rally here in the future, but I think right now your best bet if you ever want to play with this type of coin is just to buy it and hold it, and that's going to be the best thing you guys can do. Because if you buy and hold, you're going to be dealing with some dips. Don't get me wrong, but usually the price tends to come back up with these type of very volatile coins here. You just have to make sure that you're not investing too much money, because if you do, chances are when it goes down and down and down, you're going to panic before it actually has that pop. So just be careful with it. But a little bit of an update here, guys. Let me get off of Twitter. Let's go over here to Coin Market Cap. Take another swig of water here. Oh, God. Nah, there we go. So far in the last 24 hours, much different picture than we saw just yesterday or last night. Bitcoin down about 7, Ethereum down about 8. We have XRP down about 6, ADA down about 10. ADA is down a little bit more because it did come up so much. But so far, ADA is still up 5% for the week, while you have things like XRP is down 3% for the week and BNB is down 9% for the week, right? Dogecoin is down 6.75%. Not too bad when you consider it's only down about 4% for the week. Solana is down about 16% for the week. Polkadot's down 6% for the week. So far, according to the weekly charts, a lot of stuff is kind of in this AVAX territory, 14%, 7%, 8%, 4%, 8% down. Things not looking too great at this moment in time. But again, we'll have to wait and see if we can actually have that nice little pop on this trend line right here, or if we're going to start tanking, leading us to having a pretty rough time as we then have to start looking for the lows of about $28,000 or so. But we'll talk about that if we actually start breaking down here. We may have an opportunity to have a nice little boosh, a little bounce, or a drop off here if things don't get better in a heartbeat, right? Hey Marco, was it really an attack on Luna? It was an attack on Luna, but Luna was attacked primarily. UST was attacked, so they could short Bitcoin and thereby make a bunch of money as Bitcoin fell, and it worked to a T. I don't know if what they did is illegal technically, but it does seem like there was some nefarious actors within that type of event. Let's call it that, right? So that's what I would say about that one in particular. As far as why we're coming down today, we had an opportunity to go up yesterday and break above the 200 moving average on the 4-hour chart. What ended up happening, though, unfortunately, is the Federal Reserve just started today to sell off assets on their balance sheet, and they are selling off tens of billions of dollars, if not trillions of dollars. So a large amount of assets over hopefully the next couple of years or so. We'll figure out when they actually slow that down. But today was the first day that they were selling assets, and it did hurt the market. You saw the Nasdaq just start crashing out of open after maybe had like 2 hours of going stable. Then all of a sudden, whack, plummeted back down. You can check it out on Finviz. Open up kind of solid for a few hours, then became crashing down here. It's unfortunate because the chart looked pretty nice. We just broke above the 20-day moving average. But just what we talked about over the last few days, in a bear market rally, usually any big pump that you see is going to come back down. We were just trying to figure out how far we might be going up, and it seems like with the Nasdaq crashing, that Bitcoin managed to recouple it, and now Bitcoin's kind of following the Nasdaq again after taking maybe 3 or 4 days of not following, which is pretty interesting. So now everything's back in correlation, unfortunately. And hey, Perez, you think I should still pick up more Doge to let up more? It depends on what you want to spend that money on. Like, personally, I'm not buying any more Doge. I have enough. I'm happy with the Doge I have. I'm putting a lot of my assets into stuff I haven't bought before, which means the majority of my time is kind of spent researching specific coins and figuring out if I want to be investing in them in the long term, like metaverse tokens or DeFi tokens, whatever it may be. Buying some up for the long term, and that's what I'm hoping for here. It depends on how much you believe in Dogecoin. I like to spread my money out a little bit more, but if you want to have like maybe 4 or 5 or just 10 coins that you really believe in and you want to hold those 10 coins, it makes everything a lot easier. I just like to spread things out around because the most I can expect from Dogecoin on the next like altcoin season round that may happen like 1 or 2 years is I could expect Dogecoin to go anywhere from maybe $1 to a max of $1.20, maybe if we're very, very lucky up to $1.50. And if Dogecoin's sitting at about like 8 cents or so right now, I mean, I can make some money back, sure, don't get me wrong, but I'd rather be investing in some of those lower market cap coins that can give me thousands or tens of thousands of percents in returns rather than Dogecoin for the long term here, just because I don't see Dogecoin bringing back more than 1,000% over the next big bull market here. So when I look at Dogecoin, a weekly chart here, we don't have to worry about some of this other stuff. If you buy Dogecoin right now at 8 cents and you manage to sell it at $1.50, nice profits if it gets up to $1.50. $1.50. You'll make about 1,700% on that investment. It's not bad. It's not bad at all, right? But my concern is I want something in similar terms because to go up to the equivalent of Dogecoin going up to like $10. If I can find $10. That'd be like 11,000%. That's what I'm really hoping for. So I was actually a little bit wrong about it not even making 1,000%. It can if we go up to $1.50. If we go back up just to all-time highs, kind of 75 cents or so, then we get up to I'm thinking of this 850%, so close to $1,000, 1,000% increase. So you can make some money on it. Don't get me wrong. Like there we go. So if you put in $100 increase of 1,000%, you would turn that $100 into 1,100. That would be fine, right? That'd be absolutely fine. My thing here is I want to buy something like an STMX or something else where I hope instead of just going up 1,000, it goes up like 10,000, and then I'd make $10,000 off that $100, right? For every $100 invested into it. That's the hope. I'm not sure if any of these coins I'm buying is going to go up 10,000% or so, but all I would really need is just a few of them or just one of them to go up parabolically, and I'd be kind of happy with that, right? Because I'm not investing $100 in these coins. I'm investing about $300 to $400 in a lot of these coins here. It's like $300, right? $300, 10,000%, 30,000. But let's say we get one of them goes off 5,000%. I'd still be happy with those returns, right? I'd still be happy with Dogecoin, but I already have enough in my current Dogecoin position. You have to figure out how much you want to have in that particular coin, and then you start distributing some of your capital into other type of investments out there. That's only if you want to do that second part, though. If you like Dogecoin and only a few other coins, you can stick with that method. It works out for a lot of people, especially when you guys are going throughout the cycles and buy at 200 moving average, sell at kind of crazy highs. Buy at 200 weekly moving average, sell up here when it gets choppy. Buy down here during the 200 weekly moving average, sell up here at crazy high times, right? We're getting close to the big old buy opportunity here at the 200 moving average. And then from here, we'll have to see if we have another move that is, well, let's see how far off this move was. We ended up going back 33% away from the highs. So if we had a similar type of rally right here, on the next rally, we would only be coming up towards about $45,000 before ultimately doing some other stuff. But for now, I wouldn't even worry about what our next rally target would be at this point, because I mean, a lot of times we kind of keep on going up as money allows it to. Money allows us to. So if we added a Fibonacci extension tool here, we hit this price target right there, but we managed to keep on going up and up and up. So there's not really too many technicals here that'll give you a good understanding. Maybe if you go all the way back over here to the lows of 2015, right? Even this one, it gave you a few little places where you might want to sell around there. Yeah, sure, but it's going to be very, very hard to figure out where everything's going next, especially if you want to, because we don't actually have the bottom end for this current market cycle yet. What somebody could do if they wanted to here is, depending on how much time you have, right? You could just anticipate maybe we're just going to come down to the 200 weekly moving average. And if you kind of drag it around there, then you can see on this next rally here, again, this is iffy. There's no technical really behind it. Maybe we have an opportunity to get back up here towards 46,000, 47,000 before getting knocked back down. A level of resistance up here at $37,000 and a price target hopefully of $91,000. But the way Bitcoin kind of moves off, it usually takes a while before that happens. In this circumstance, after we broke down below the monthly moving average over here, it took about 7 months for us to break back out above it. COVID was really fast, a V-shaped recovery. We don't know how long it's going to take us to stay below the 20-month moving average here. Um, and so far, we're already off to a pretty bad start to the month, if you ask me. So we'll have to kind of keep an eye on it. But right now, things are looking too hot. Bitcoin's never been in a recession before. That's going to be a really big thing going forward here. If we go into a recession at the end of Q4 or maybe at the beginning of Q1 of next year, how does Bitcoin hold up in a recessionary environment? We've never actually had to experience that because, as far as most of us know, most people only realized Bitcoin was a thing back in 2017, while people were kind of loading up on it a little bit way before then. Majority of people didn't even know about Bitcoin until 2017 when CNBC started to cover it. People started to get really excited about it, right? But over time, it continues to move up. So just remember, guys, as much as these we're in a bad moment here, holding for the long term usually is the best case scenario if you guys look to make larger profits. Just make sure when you guys are investing in coins, you guys are buying coins that have a good utility here. Okay. Let's go back to this one. Let's go back to the day. Now let's bring this back over here. Open up the second chart because maybe we can have an opportunity for a bounce here. All right. And here, Marco, so the Fed messed the pump up with a report. It wasn't so much a report that the Federal Reserve did. They're just selling off a lot of their excess assets or a portion of their assets. They have a lot of assets here. Remember, they have trillions of dollars, like $8-9 trillion worth of assets. They have to sell some of those off here. They have to sell some of those off. And hey, Dylan, I don't understand why people are buying a bear market. Wait for consolidation to expansion. This is just gambling. People can day trade a lot and trade in a bear market as far as buying breakouts and stuff like that. You just have to be a little more cautious about when you sell. You can't be as excited and can't be holding for as long. But people get faked out quite a bit in the crypto market. Remember, we had this happen right before the Mother's Day crash. We had broken out and things looked really good for a second, then everything got bad. But I think it's important to understand, Dylan, a majority of crypto investors listen to people online or they like to get their news from people online. This could be more boring people like myself, which I'm okay being called boring, more of a technical guy. But there's also lots of people online like over here, Twitter, um, what's that guy's name? Crypto. What's his name? Crypto Rover. Um, Crypto Rover. Yeah. Let's see. Oh God, he is pumping up a Telegram group. Don't. Uh, so, like, basically, he's saying this is a full-on reversal, right? And this guy right here, even though you can clearly see since he posted that tweet, we have not had that pretty nice bullish reversal he's talking about. A person like this who tweets a lot, he has 228,000 followers. That's 228,000 opportunities for a random person on TikTok, Twitter, to go, maybe I should buy into Bitcoin. Maybe this really is the bottom, right? Uh, it happens way more than you think, and a lot of whales rely on people being gullible like that to really buy up the shares they don't want. And sometimes it's okay to fall for it. Like I fall for it every now and again. Now I had stop losses to make sure I didn't lose any money, but still, right? Most investors don't use stop losses because they don't like it, or some of their exchanges don't allow it, right? So, like even Robinhood and some exchanges, they don't even have trailing stop losses. That's a travesty. All crypto exchanges, whether it's Robinhood, whatever, Webull, whatever, BitGet, KuCoin, Binance, whatever, they all need to have trailing stop losses. I'm hoping they can get a lot of those on there pretty soon as well. All right, there we go. Let's go to the 5 minute chart. There we go. But yeah, you'd be surprised. It happens a lot. Happens a lot. But I like buying in bear markets, but it's usually scalping opportunities or short term swings. You're usually aiming for a bear market rally, though. Other than that, it's more fun to short, but nobody really likes to short too much. Let's see. And hey, Marco, is it realistic Bitcoin going to 15K? Um, yeah, it is. Unfortunately, yeah, it is. Um, let me do something here, guys. I'm tired of leaning forward, so let me do this, do this, do this, and I think okay. I need to get a new face cam. I think that's what I need. And I also got this shirt on for some reason today. I need to take this off eventually. I got a t-shirt underneath though. All right. And hey, Ken, is the sky falling? It feels like it right now. I mean, since we just had the new day candles yesterday, I can just go over here to YouTube instead of going back over to Coinbase. Oops. Did it? Oh, okay, it's back there. Um, we have Bitcoin down about 7%, Ethereum down about 7, Dogecoin down about 6, Matic down about 10, ADA down about 13, XRP down 6. You're going to see a lot of people panicking right now. A lot of people panicking. But, it's the market we're in. It's a bear market. We're going to be going down most of all, but these bear market little rally things that we see are pretty nice. All right, there we go. And hey, Dylan, the days of thousands of percent returns are close to over. If you're trying to gain this, you're just gambling and are too lazy to learn how to trade. Um, no, I mean as long as if you're going with the bear market or the bull, like the long cycles, you can make thousands of percent for coins. There's always going to be a group of people across the world who want to throw money into those low market coins because they always believe it can turn something into nothing. We saw it happen with Dogecoin, a lot of coins. When if you guys can find a low market cap coin that has a low price, so it's like under a penny, people will always imagine it going up to a penny. People always imagine it going up to 10 cents or imagine it going up to a dollar, right? Saw the same thing with sheep, right? When that happens, there's usually pretty easy money to be made there. You just have to be able to guess that right coin, right? But yeah, long term holding is usually the best way to go, so you don't actually have to expose yourself to as many trades. I'll grant you that, though. All right, one more second here, guys. I want to check something as far as the multi is going on. Sweet. I'm doing multi streams. And I'm still getting used to how it looks on my trading view account here. There we go. But there are we go through this each cycle. I guess it's a cycle thing. The one thing here is hopefully this bear market will kill off a lot of the coins that we don't need. That way we can have kind of a fresh group of coins that we can kind of trust to have decent returns for us down the road. But that's why you invest more in something like an ADA or a Matic or something like that, and less money into a STMX, Dogelon, Mars type of thing, right? You got to There's a lot more risk over there, but I'm one to take a risk when it comes to low market cap coins. It's so much fun. All right, let me go back over here very fast. Health of the economy. Yeah, the health of the economy is not good. They knew that for a while. Oh, GameStop reports a $158 million loss. Ouch. Let's see. We're sending Jesus. I don't know how much money we're sending to Ukraine, but I really wish we could just kind of like fix the potholes first. We did some type of infrastructure package over here in America last year, but I have yet to see anything come of it. Like absolutely nothing has changed since we passed the bill. So I was hoping they'd fix up some potholes or something like that, but apparently no go, guys. Uh, Let me see over here very fast. Now, no, not that one. This one here. So we're still pretty far off of this Ganfin level, everybody. I'm hoping we can try to get back above it if we're going to stay bearish here. But it seems like this is just a trap because we've had this pattern a lot over particular charts here. If you guys have been watching usually on this channel, a breakout consolidation, then we just get knocked back down. It seems like we're having that again here. Let's see. And we're not really close to any other Ganfin levels. We were close a while ago, back up here to the 32,600 level. We were not even able to even attempt to get close to that one or attempt to break above it. Excuse me. All right. And let me do something here very fast. I don't know why this feels a little off. No, it's not. There we are. Okay. Maybe not. All right. There you go. It's been a long freaking Wednesday. A long, long Wednesday. But it's hump day. That's why, guys. It's hump day. All right, there we go. So I just wanted to fix it up to make sure it was at the right speed here. Well, somebody's trying to buy up into a little bit of a wall here. That's interesting to see. Oh, we're just trying to get above this little moving average here. I think we can do it. All right. But if you guys have any questions, feel free to let me know. It's pretty much a chill time right now. We're kind of watching this kind of crash live. It's not looking too good for us right now. We have an opportunity to have a little more of a rebound here eventually. But I think normally what happens first is that break above the 20 moving average on the 15-minute chart. And at this point in time, we're still a little bit further away from it. Maybe we have an opportunity to have some type of double bottom here if we were able to break back above the 29,752 level or so and hold. We'll have to wait and see. But at least the Nasdaq is the stock market's closed. That should help out. That should help us out with this drop a little bit more going forward from stopping it getting so aggressive. And then one more thing here. I know we were just on Twitter somewhere. Solana Network is back online. Oh, what happened to Solana Network, guys? Had a major outage. Oh, mainnet beta cluster today had an outage for 4 hours. Huh. I don't think that caused a drop here. On-chain time continues to run behind on the wall clocks due to longer than normal block times. While this has no impact on performance of network operations, the time reported by block explorers and dApps may not reflect wall clock time. All right, whatever that is. Back over here very fast. A lot of Johnny Depp stuff. I just want to get whale trades up here very fast so I can see if there's been any major sell-offs. Whale alert. We can have whale alert here as well. There we go. Whale trades. All right, there we go. So in the last hour, we had $3.6 million worth of Bitcoin sold. $4.3 million of Bitcoin shorted. So you got some people just selling off Bitcoin, which is pretty interesting. Normally, this is the time where you guys want to be buying Bitcoin for the long term, right? It's interesting to see people kind of selling some off here. We checked out whale number 3 yesterday as well, and I didn't see anything. We didn't see him sell anything off, which is kind of interesting too. Did he sell anything off today? No. Last time he sold was May 17th. That's a while ago now. And he's still buying more and more Bitcoin as the price goes back down. Good for him or her. There we go. And let me see something right here. Pop this back up here. Some Bitcoin. Yeah, look at this. There's a lot of Bitcoin just being sold here. Somebody bought some Bitcoin. That was nice to see. We had some more shorts over the past few hours. This isn't as recent. Yeah, you just saw Bitcoin kind of get hammered here pretty efficiently. Even $14 million shorts, $5 million shorts, or $5 million bought. Okay, so yeah, some mixed stuff there. Mostly going down though as well. I'll get that. And a whale alert from Binance to Coinbase, Bitcoin underwall to Coinbase, Zip and Gemini. Okay, a lot of money moving around, so that's not necessarily a bad sign right there, unless they start selling off that crypto. Let me go over here very fast. Make a little bit of a move. Let's see. There we go. Okay. And hey, you're watching. I believe in my boy Bitcoin. He's got it. Well, we can hope so. At least we haven't broken down below the support. We want to continue the higher lows right now. If we can do that, we should be okay. Even with this really bad day, we have an opportunity to have a little bit more of an upward move. Not likely, like I said, because this is a little bear market rally here, but there's still an opportunity there. And the whales love to have fun in these type of situations because they can trick people like that, right? Which is why it's always important that you guys have stop losses on your investments to make sure that when you guys go to bed, you're not waking up to a complete disaster in your portfolio. It can wreck your portfolio very easily if you tend to hold on for too long, right? Or if you don't have a safety net. I won't say holding on too long. You don't have a safety net. There we go. All right. And let me add something here very fast. There you go. I'm giving you guys a poll right now. Is June going to be a red or a green month? Let me know what you guys think with that one. There we go. Okay, perfect. Yeah, why is my face so blurry, guys? I don't know what it is. Hmm. Maybe it's all the weird lights I have on me today. That's okay though. Hmm. Yeah, it's something going on. I thought it might just be my glasses are kind of dirty. I just had a barbecue, so my glasses have a little bit of that smoke on it. All right, let me see what else is going on here. The only big losers I see today that are kind of like really, really bad losses are stuff like Luna, which is down 25%. We have some things down like 8%, like EOS and Ethereum Classic and DOT, maybe Link. But I don't see anything having a total catastrophic day like a Luna is. But that's because Luna's so freaking volatile right now, right? All right, let me go over here. Yeah, Luna's even finding a little bit of a bottom recently here as well, trying to have a little bit more of a breakout. Not sure if it's going to be able to break out of that though, but give it a shot. All right, make a move. There we are. No, I think that's it as far as that information. I can get rid of this one as far as the GAN, get rid of Luna one as well. Do a little bit of cleanup here. Let's see. Uh, there we go. All right. Sorry, I guess somebody wanted to do an editing video for me. I asked him for a number and he didn't give me a number, and I don't like to go back and forth with people. I'm a pretty straightforward guy because, well, I don't really have much time. All right, but if you guys have any questions, let me know, guys. Now that we kind of figure out what's going on with all the technicals and stuff like that, let me know what you guys are thinking, whether it's good or bad about the market. If you guys have any coins you guys have been looking at, I'll take a look at those as well. This is going to be a pretty chill time as the stream goes on because we're just going to be waiting for a move, whether we find a way to bounce off of this trend line here, or if we actually find a way to get hammered here um, and come back down and have a nice a nasty breakdown. Hopefully we don't have a breakdown until at least after 5 o'clock. That way we have the new day candle right now. If we're checking out the daily charts, what's probably going on is everybody's saying, hey, are we going to close above the 20-day moving average, or are we going to close below the 20-day moving average? Double-edged sword there, guys, a little bit. I think something's going to be interesting here because if we break down below the 20-day moving average here, then we have an opportunity tomorrow to have a really big day on the bounce. But I think on the other side of that, if we actually close above the 20-day moving average, a lot of times when we break above or below it, we tend to have really bad days, right? If we close above it, there's an opportunity for us tomorrow, next day candle, which opens up in about an hour and a half here, an hour and 25 minutes. Then we could actually have a full-on tank tomorrow, which would be kind of bad. I've never seen, nobody's ever seen Bitcoin being this bad before, but it's pretty crazy to see this as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 red weeks. And now there's an opportunity that we don't even have a green week, and we go into 10 red weeks of Bitcoin. Can't tell you how just sad that would be for for everybody that really wants Bitcoin to go up right now, right? Which is a lot of people. This is Bitcoin Tether. This is Bitcoin US dollar. I hate how far these charts are apart from each other. I don't know why. So let me move this one over here to a Bitcoin. There you go as well. There you go. Now everything's a little bit more realistic and a little bit closer. There we are. Can help us out a little bit here. And hey, Pavan, do you think Bitcoin will touch 19,000? Yeah, so right now, I think there's a good opportunity that Bitcoin runs anywhere from like 20,000 to $22,000. That's if the economy kind of stays where we want it to be. It kind of stays okay, but not terrible. We get the economy under control. We get inflation under control. Things get better. If things do not get better, what's going to happen is there's an opportunity for the Nasdaq to break down below the 200 weekly moving average. We talked about this probably like an hour ago now. Load chart layout. Nasdaq. Let's open up the Nasdaq here. There we go. All right. And here's the weekly chart for the Nasdaq. The big harm to Bitcoin I see going forward, and therefore all of crypto, is if since Bitcoin has been correlated to the Nasdaq over the past few months, probably even a year now, when the Nasdaq goes up, Bitcoin goes up, so to speak, right? If we do come into contact with the 200 weekly moving average and then bounce, and then it looks like we're going to come back down to break down below it, I think what you're going to see is a massive fake out, a massive bull trap, so to speak, where because because the Nasdaq would have this, how can I draw this in a nice way? Something like that, maybe. Um, Imagine the line going like that, and now where's my highlighter at? You can imagine the Nasdaq over the next few weeks coming back down here, having a bounce. But if we come back down to it after that bounce, this is going to be a very, very crucial moment, because the few times that we have broken down below this 200 weekly moving average to date, again, the 2008 financial crisis. Why is it so glitchy right now? 2008 financial crisis, where we just kind of crashed, and the dot-com bubble, where we also just crashed. And that's the main fear here. The market has been going up so much and done so much crazy stuff. If the market crashes, how bad will it really be? If we're going to go off of some pretty basic technicals here, I can do that for you in a second. But before I do that, if we come back down here and break down below it, in my opinion, that'd be a justification, unless Bitcoin decouples from the Nasdaq, where Bitcoin, there's a little bit of lag on this, and I can't stand it. There we go. There's a chance that Bitcoin itself will break down below its own 200 weekly moving average, and if that happens, you know, we could possibly go all the way back down to $16,000 or something, far past that $19,000 you're talking about. So, overall, until things look really, really bad, I would just kind of go with the status quo. That we're going to come into contact with the 200 weekly moving average, maybe come down a few percent below it as well, so maybe even down to $19,000. And then we have a bounce above it by the next few weeks or so. And then we consolidate. And then the moment we're able to get back above the 200, what is that? Yeah, there we go. We're back above the 200 exponential moving average, right? When you get back above this, pop, get back above it, pop. Whenever we get back above this level, which we haven't even fallen down below yet, then that'll be a good opportunity if you guys want to open up some short-term long trades and stuff of that nature, right? But my problem with the NASDAQ here is if I get rid of all the other stuff we just drew and we break down and we start using some Fibonacci levels here, depending on which one you want to use, according to this one, we could be coming all the way back down to, well, let's say we break down below this level, all the way back down here to $8,888-ish for the NASDAQ. That'd mean the NASDAQ from now would lose about 30% of its value. That's realistic to talk about how bad the economy is at this moment in time. So that's something interesting there. But I don't think we're gonna have to go down below that. Hopefully, things would have to be really, really bad if that were the case here. And I think before that happened, the Federal Reserve would start to say, we're freaking out the market a little too much. And, there's a lot of people that work at the Federal Reserve and the SEC that used to be in banks. So they kind of all have those contacts. I think they'd get alerts on their phone every freaking few seconds saying, hey, dude, what are you guys doing? Stop selling assets. You guys need to start buying assets so we can sell them to you guys so we don't lose money. But that's one of my concerns right there. And then, of course, if you wanted to go back over here to the dot-com bubble, that one changes up a little bit. That means we can come all the way down here to 8,875. Actually, pretty similar wise. Is this log on or log off? I feel like this is log off. Yeah, this should be like that. There you go. According to this one, we could be coming back down all the way here to 8,200. Or if we go over to this one as well, 8,641. Or if things get really bad, all the way over here to 5,788. That seems like a little bit more of a stretch right now. Even though the economy is bad for the average Joe, the American psyche is just to keep buying and buying and buying stuff and buying more stuff. I haven't seen people slow down their buying too much unless they literally can't afford the price increases, right? For the last year, companies have been passing on those higher prices over to the consumer, and now the consumer is saying, "Whoa, ho, ho! I don't like those high prices." But somebody like me, I don't really look at the price of goods all too much. I just kind of choose what I want and I buy it. And that's because I'm like six-figure income. I think that's kind of where things are at right now. But I think if I got a single person with six-figure income, right? But I think if I'm somebody only making $40,000 to $50,000, and I have to worry about gas increases and food increases, I'm not going to be buying. Maybe I'm not going to be buying as much name brand stuff, which means at earnings season, when that name brand releases the earnings, so many people doing the same thing is going to say, "Hey, we're taking a hit. Our margins are decreased because we can no longer pass on all these prices to the consumer, and the prices we have done up to date, people still are choosing not to buy our product because they see it as expensive, right? Are you going to buy name brand cereal, or are you going to buy the store brand cereal? I normally don't make too much of a difference out of it, but you can buy whichever one you want. It's just there's maybe a slight change in taste, something like that. But there's going to be somebody's going to suffer because of that choice made, and rightfully so. If they're making their product too expensive, well, why should I pay for it? You know. But in America, we tend to keep on buying and buying and buying. Just look at Amazon, right? People keep on doing buying lots of stuff off of Amazon, even to this day. Even though in a few more months, they may be wishing they would have saved up a little bit more, just a little bit more money, right? It's almost like COVID, but you have time ahead to see, wow, things are not looking too good. I better start preparing for this by kind of creating a little bit of a savings account. I remember when COVID happened, it was like a dream come true for me because I don't like to leave my house too much unless I'm going on vacations and stuff. But what I noticed is I went on Craigslist and I went on Facebook Marketplace. Everybody that got laid off, they all needed money to pay for the extraordinarily high rent apartments and houses that they have in downtown Seattle. Incredibly hard, right? Imagine you're making like $80,000 a year, and you got laid off, and you're not in tech. Not everybody that makes good money works in tech, guys. And because of that, you no longer had money. They were selling off all the electronics, a whole bunch of stuff, and I was able to buy it for like 50% off, 25% off, 80% off in some circumstances because they needed money that bad to pay for those mortgages and stuff like that. Luckily, this time I don't think people are going to be losing their jobs to the same degree. I think what's going to happen is more people have jobs in this recession. However, people cannot afford the goods that they need to survive in the recession, which is something that's kind of, it's just, why would we ever have that, right? It's kind of, you got to think about how we got to this point in the first place. There's a whole bunch of answers there. It's not one person or another person. But, it's one of those things that you just got to think about. And hey, Puma, happy to see you back again, of course. Do you think, do you, hey, Mike, do you think when Ethereum 2.0 is announced, Ethereum will rally? I think it should have a small rally. My one concern is, as far as Ethereum 2.0, if it does not do well, I think that has enough bad news to really tank the entire market. So I'm really hoping everything goes very smoothly with that merger, so to speak. Gotta hope that good things turn out there. Um, but yeah, I think that if they have a set time announced, I think it'd be fun to day trade that pop and probably just sell it a few minutes afterwards. Oh, Loki, what you doing? Loki, dog just woke up and he's here. Give him a little butt scratch. Yep, yep, yep. Oh yeah, he's been a big baby today. Yep. Ah, yeah. There you go. You guys can't see his floppy ears because they're right. You might be able to see his nose. Loki, 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 Loki. There you go. You can see his ears are down. He's tired. Yeah. No, that's my water. You have water, and he has like four waters all across the house, and he still refuses to try to steal my water. Yeah. Go take a nap, or go back to taking a nap. There you go. Uh, there you go. There you go. All right. Good boy. Right. But it looks like Bitcoin's finding a little bit of a bottom right now, guys. That is nice to see. We'll see if we eventually get tanked back down, but at least for now, we're seeing a little bit of a calmness. And hey, Laura, Scotch, happy to see you back. They can make the product smaller for the same price. Guys, I notice if a product is smaller than I anticipate, and I remember that the next time I want to buy that product. I think it was, oh, what was it? Bag of chips. I know I'm on a diet, so I really don't have chips anymore. I've eaten salads and bear stew I had last night. Um, when I noticed that they started filling up the chip bags less and the chip bags themselves were smaller, I just stopped paying for chips because at the same time they did that, they raised the price. I don't deal with that type of stuff. Only time I buy chips is if my mom wants chips, my sister wants chips, or a family member wants chips at a barbecue. Only time I buy chips these days, unless I make them homemade. I love making homemade chips. It's not as hard as you guys think. Um, and a lot of people lost their job deciding to invest in sports cards. That's why you get popular during COVID. People are finding sports cards in Walmart, Target during COVID. Oh, I did not know that. I don't know. Sports cards seem the same as NFTs to me at this point. I don't know how valuable NFTs are going to be in the future, but the only NFT type stuff I would buy is probably land in the metaverse, and I still haven't even done that. I don't see the value of owning an NFT at this moment in time, but maybe later on maybe later on it'll turn into something, right? Um, and hey, Marco, I had a bear stew. Yeah, I go hunting quite a bit, and I went hunting with my friend last September. And my friend got a bear, and he let me have a little bit of it. I don't know if I have any pictures of it, though. Let me check it out here. And again, guys, this is more of a relaxing stream. I'm not going to be too crazy on the technicals and stuff right here. If you guys have any questions, you guys want to talk about anything as far as the economy or how blank in the economy might affect a particular stock, let me know, and we can kind of go over all that. Um, hmm. Let's see. Loki as a puppy. No, I don't have it there anymore. It's a pretty good bear though. It's like it's a big stew I made. But who doesn't like bear meat? Who doesn't like bear meat, right? Who doesn't like bear meat? Well, you got to make it in a stew and you got to fry up some stuff, put some red wine on it, then fresh. Yeah, it's a process, but it's good. It's good. It's really good, guys. And Hill Rescue. Yeah, the market was tanking, so I thought I would go on a little bit earlier today. I'll probably be streaming with you guys until about 7 p.m. tonight because I'm probably just going to stream throughout 7 p.m. with no breaks, and then once that's done, I'll be taking a little bit of a nap or something like that, then going to bed, something like that, right? And hey, Pavan, is it a good time to buy Apple stock? Probably not right now because the Federal Reserve just started selling assets. If you want to continue this bear market rally, then yeah, if you think about that, you can be buying Apple. But I'd be very, very careful. The entire market just does not look good right now. If you guys are looking to trade options or kind of buy stocks and that stuff and that nature, I would say day trading is going to be your best way to make money off of those. If you can trade basic patterns and just use some Fibonacci tools as your resistance levels, nice and easy trades right there. But if you're trying to swing, you have to be very careful because we are in a bear market, if you ask me, as far as the stock market is concerned and the crypto market. And so for any little pump that we have, it's only going to happen for at most a week or two, and then we're going to be coming back down. So I'd be very, very careful of buying Apple, okay? See. And hey, Corey, I believe that's what will happen. Macroeconomics allude to that, in my opinion. No one is keeping in mind China, Taiwan, USA conundrum as well. I have no idea if we're going to go to Taiwan's defense. If we do, it'll just be a catastrophic war. It'll be bad. Hopefully, I'll be living in Nicaragua by that time, so I don't have to worry about it as much. I'll just have to get my mom and sister some plane tickets to come out there to see me, so to speak. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens from a macroeconomic standpoint over the next few years. Let me go back over here very fast. Uh, there we go. Okay, sorry about that. Now somebody just asked something. Oh, hey, could we have can look at GST for possible entry point? If GST is that's crypto rate, it's not going to be for a while until you really want to be buying into this thing. Um, it keeps on coming down. No, for this, there's no way I can tell you when the bottom is going to be because I don't have the information here as far as any support levels. Coinbase? No. What you'd want to be doing for something like a GST in particular, you want to be timing it to Bitcoin's bottoms. So if Bitcoin runs into the 200 weekly moving average, that'd be a good opportunity to open up an entry point for GST because it's just been coming down every single week, right? This looks like a horrible investment that I'm looking at right now just because it has not had one green week. Now, the other way you'd want to play that is, let's say we have a bad economy and the market goes down even more, and the Bitcoin goes well down below its 200 weekly moving average, down to $16,000 somewhere around there. Then you'd be buying a little bit every day of GST, maybe 10, $15 worth until you hit like maybe $50 or a couple $100 or whatever your price target is. And then after we're down below the 200 for a while, you buy enough and you just kind of let it sit. And then it's going to be your job to just wait on that until the next market cycle kind of completes itself and has that big run up, right? That's what I'd be hoping for as far as this is concerned. But as I look at it right now, that chart does not look encouraging for something that I'd want to be buying. And look at GST here, same chart here, I think 96 cents. This is not the same one. GST, there you go. $65 million market cap. It can definitely come down lower, but man, people are going to get really pessimistic about this thing if it doesn't have at least one green week eventually. Maybe. New version of app coming, buckle up. Maybe that's a catalyst here. Let's see. Somebody's calling it a Ponzi scheme. I have no reason to believe they're lying or not lying, whatever. Will recover soon. It'll die soon. People are mad, people are happy, but I guess if you had a chart like this and you probably bought around like $5, not you, but somebody bought around $5 and now it's at 96 cents, I could see why people would not be too happy with this type of coin here. Now, if you're just trying to buy it for a day trade or something like that, right now wouldn't be a horrible opportunity. You would want to have a 5% stop loss on it just in case Bitcoin were to crash. But because Bitcoin at this moment in time is on this trend line right here, right? If Bitcoin manages to bounce off, then you could have a short-term profit on GST. I would just be very careful overall because this seems like something that people would rather short rather than go long on at this point in time. Excuse me. No, 5-minute chart here, yeah. At this point in time, it looks like we're having a short-term reversal. Nothing too drastic, but at least, we're not continuing to go down and down and down again. What's right here? And hey, Pulse, does Luna or Lunacy look stronger to you in the short term? I would say Lunacy over Luna, only because Lunacy has had these much better pops than Luna over the past few days here. Besides the initial little opening price, yeah, I would probably say Lunacy. Lunacy probably for me. Would I invest in gold? I mean, I have gold, but not really. There's no point investing in gold right now for me. I've been happy to make money as things go down. You can buy gold if you think the market's going to be in a bad spot. It'll go up in value. I just tend to short the market on the way down so I can make money as the market kind of continues to move down here day by day, or week by week is more a better way to say it. Uh, let's see. And hey, David, I'll look up one of those for you here. You said it can look at Maxi. Um, Let me see if I can find a Maxi here. Maxim crypto, Maxi Wealth maybe, Uniswap. Oh, that's not gonna be in there. Maybe I'll try the second one for you then. PLSD, Pulse Dogecoin. Okay, really not much information on these ones, is it? PLSD. I need to find the market cap before I talk about this one. Oh, it's not on Coin Market Cap. PLSD, yeah. Okay, that's interesting. I'm assuming it has lower market cap here. It seems to be going against the grain, which is kind of nice for Bitcoin. As far as this is concerned, if it can manage to break above the high that we just had here maybe a couple weeks ago, that'd be a good buying opportunity that I can see. So far, the last breakout that I can see here, which would have been a little bit risky of a buy just because where Bitcoin was at, would have been about, I mean, this one right here, broke out, nice little surge back up here. At this point in time, what I'm looking at is, did it even hit the price target? I would see a price target of about $5.15 at this point in time. So maybe, but it looks like it's slowing down here just a little bit, so I'd be careful there. You might have an opportunity over the next few days to buy a dip, let it consolidate, and maybe then it can actually have another breakout of its own, where instead of looking at the line like the trend line looking like this, maybe you could have the trend line be acting a little bit more like that, right? But give this one some time. I think it did hit a level of resistance here. Well, in fact, it hit the Fibonacci extension level of resistance exactly. But be careful with this one right now. Be careful with this one. It looks like it's kind of losing some steam here. If you wanted to buy, I would probably try to buy. I would try to play it for maybe a 1 to 2 day hold only. Take the profits and run, because you never know when this thing is going to tank back down. And especially if for whatever reason Bitcoin really starts to go back down, you may see this eventually start to tag along with Bitcoin like most altcoins do after they've had their initial pump up. Because usually if they have a nice pump, they're going to be crashing twice as hard as they kind of move back down to where Bitcoin moved back down to as well. And Harry, what do you think about lithium long term? Is lithium, are you talking about the material, or are you talking about the stock here? Let me see if there's actually a ticker lithium. There you go, lithium. Okay, coin. Okay. I don't know much about lithium as far as what they do. From a technical aspect, they're not doing so hot at all, though. They found all-time lows, and it's just been going down further and further down here. Um, lith. I'm assuming it's just going to be the first lith I see. Market cap of 4 million. If we have a really bad recession, I'm not entirely sure if this coin will survive it because it only has a $4 million market cap. I'd be extremely careful about this one, or only be buying it if you when Bitcoin runs into the 200 weekly moving average, or if we manage to break down below that because the Nasdaq breaks down below its own 200 weekly moving average, somewhere down by $16,000 for Bitcoin, $18,000 for Bitcoin. That's when I'd be buying this guy up. And then you could probably have some good profits on as it kind of pops back up here. But I'd be very, very careful about investing in it right now, as Bitcoin still overall is pretty darn bearish. An easy way to buy something like this is maybe you just want to put in 20 to 40 bucks right now, and then probably put another 20 to 40 bucks in, once Bitcoin kind of reaches that 20 week moving average, 200 weekly moving average, and then maybe another 20 to 40 bucks if we crash down a little bit more. So your total investment might be somewhere around, 60 to 100 bucks or so. And if you want to buy into this, that might be a decent way to trade it. But I'd be very, very careful of this one right now. It definitely, it's just kind of been coming down for a while now. And usually these coins continue to come down as long as we're in a bear market. You want to see a nice little pump. Like over here, August of 2021, beautiful run up. So it does have the opportunity there. But at this point in time, I don't see anything telling me that this isn't going to go up anytime soon here. Especially because I don't believe Bitcoin's going to come up anytime soon as well. Uh, see. And hey, Bardis, I'm at all the crypto in my portfolio is down more than 70% even after buying the dips to average down for the months. This is a long cycle. What I would say, if you're mad at crypto right now, what I would probably do if it was me is I would just hold my bags, not buy anymore, and use that capital to do something else with it. That could be whatever you want to. You could be buying stocks for long term. You could be buying like safer assets like what do you call those? What's the word escaping me? Um, Not mortgage-backed securities. Um, Mutual funds. I don't know why that was so hard to get in my head. Mutual funds, stuff like that, or bonds, stuff like that. Low yield, but it is pretty nice profit if you just leave your money in there to hold. That might be easier for now because crypto is not looking good anytime soon. We're in this really bear market. So if you continue to double down, you're going to continue to see your losses increase there and your bag become larger, so to speak, right? So be careful about how much you want to double down on a particular coin. It's okay to just have preset limits saying, hey, I'm not going to buy any more Bitcoin until Bitcoin gets to 22,000. I'm not going to buy any more Bitcoin until Bitcoin gets to 20,000 or whatever that level is to you. Find that level out for yourself, and then you could set that limit there. And as long as it doesn't, you're only going to be buying if it hits that level. Because to you, that's as low as you're going to be willing to be able to pay for Bitcoin, pay for any of these altcoins, if that makes sense. Uh, do I sacrifice for Pulse Chain or Pulse X Mike? I have no idea what those ones are. I don't sacrifice for any of those things. But let me know what they are, and I might have a better understanding of them. Um, invest in silver. I mean, I have silver and I have gold, but they're kind of just long term investments. I bought them years ago when the economy was a little bit better. But the economy hasn't been, gold hasn't been moving up as much as I would like it to over the past few years. Not nearly as much as I would like it to. So I feel like gold can be very manipulated, just like Bitcoin can be. What's right here? And hey, you're watching, Mike. You should get an Xbox X and play. Get the Game Pass for $16 a month. Gives like 400 games a year you can play for free. I don't actually have an Xbox. I gave my old Xbox to my sister. I want to buy an Xbox and I want to buy a PS5, but for some reason I've been happy with just my PS4. I was just playing Cyberpunk on it today. I'm actually trying to do the complete playthrough of Cyberpunk, like every single mission done, everything done. But so far it's more difficult than I thought it would be. Hold on a second here, guys. I need to shrink this back down. That might work out a little bit better. Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe a little bit better there. There you go. All right. Anybody, there's no money left to buy anymore. If Doge dropped to a nickel, I'd get more. But yeah, I'm done with investing in anything new. There you go. If you hit the limit, you're fine. Don't feel like you need to keep buying in and doubling down and doubling down, doubling down. There's no reason to do that. Whatever your plan is, stick to it, and it's okay if your plan is that. It's okay. Don't be don't be peer pressured to buy by people that says double down and stuff like that. I'm buying a little bit every day, but that's a long term strategy, not something where I'm going to be I don't even want to call it um yeah, you know what I mean. There we go. All right, but Bitcoin's on a little bit of an upward move. That's nice to see right here, guys. And hey, Pav, on any site for stock screening, if you want to look up stocks online, I would refer you to Finviz. So Finviz right here, it has a screener section built into it, so you can have a whole bunch of settings, so like non net profit, institutional transactions, performance, beta, price, target price, average volume, volatility, analyst recommendations, insider trading, all that type of stuff. This tells you everything you need to know. It is 100% free as well. It does have a lag, 15 minutes or so, I think, for people that do not have the pro version. I don't even have the pro version, but it's good if you guys need it. It's $25 a month. It's worth trying it out for 1 month or so. But I have a link for it down below if you wanted to try it out for free. And then what I would tell you, Pavan, is on my YouTube channel. I have this video right here: 22 most profitable Finviz screener settings for stocks and options. If you click on this one, I'll give you like 22 basically preset scanner settings. That way you guys can save them and you guys don't actually have to worry about re-putting them in every single time. It can be pretty annoying, right? Get out of that very fast. There we go. Back over here. Nice little bump in the market. I like to see that. And hey, go to hash. Pulse Chain is the new token. The Hex guy is launching. I'm waiting for the airdrop. Oh, that makes sense. I may try to find a way to get an airdrop on it. Sometimes, since I deal with exchanges a lot, they just give me a free coin if I ask for it. I'll ask if I can get like $20 of it and just let it sit for a year or two. Let's see. And hello, Sketcher. Yeah, I'll probably be on YouTube for a while. I don't expect many people to be on right now, especially since most people that watch the channel don't hop on until like 6 o'clock at night PM, right? So I'm just gonna be here chilling with you guys for a while. I don't, I'm not too concerned about the views and stuff like that. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask and so forth. It'll be a kind of a chill time where we're kind of waiting for this big move in the market here. Now let me do something over here very fast though. Um, There we go. Making one more move over here. Let's see if I can find it. There you go. Okay, sorry about that. All right. What's right here? Yeah, no worries, Pavan. Happy to help you out. And hey, Corey, material. What's material? Um, let me know if it's a stock or a ticker, because otherwise I have no idea what you guys may be talking about as far as which coin, which stock. Like, do check out this coin, this whatever. You know what I mean. Stay away from Hex. It's scammers. The founder of scammers. Yeah, I have no idea. I haven't checked out Hex before. I'd never invested in one of the coins. Um, and hey, Corey, and with regards to the EV in the future, let me know what you mean by that. And hey, Ken, is AUY a good stock to dump a bunch of money into Q4? What would be that? I don't know what stock that is. Okay, so is it over the counter? Huh. Let me see. I don't know why it's not on there. 5 year, still looking okay here. Um, I really can't say that just looking at this plain chart right here. Um, I'd say even right now is a good opportunity to be buying into this. I'm looking over this. The last 5 years, it's been growing pretty well. I wouldn't say it's something you want to necessarily be dumping money into, but I think it'd be an okay investment for the long term here. Just looking at some of these charts, it seems like it had a solid growth. I'd probably wait for a nice sized dip between now and Q3, and then during that dump, you'd probably want to buy a little bit and then kind of hold it on for the ride. But from what I see is I don't expect it to have like a another big move from $4 to $5, maybe up to 5 to 6, something like that. But I don't see that percentage wise it being that crazy, unless for whatever reason they have some big um, see, unless there's some type of outside news type of thing going on with them, or they have some type of like big deal. Because I see right now, Yamana Gold stock soars after Goldfield's buyout deal valuing the miner at 6.7 billion. Right, so maybe, but not entirely sure how that would work out too much. I'd probably buy it now. Since the economy is so bad, I'm not entirely sure. I would consider buying some now. I would kind of scale into it over time, and then once I have a happy position, I'd wait probably a year before selling it. I want to give that thing time to grow. I want time for them to kind of get tell everybody what they're planning, and then when they give out that 10K report or that news saying, "Hey, this is what we're planning. It's going to make us a bunch of money," blah blah blah. Then once they have that news and things get really good for them, then that's when you want to sell. But you're going to have to give that one some quite a bit of time here. Quite a bit of time. Did we break above the 15 or the 20? Yeah, that's what we broke above the 20 moving average here. So nice little bounce here from crypto. After a pretty rough few hours, I would say, right? Um, let's see. And hey, crypto, it's just an airdrop waiting to dump on those hex cult holders. Sorry to waste time. Don't worry about it, guys. I have ADHD, and sometimes I just can't figure out what people mean when they're texting me. It's nothing you. It's just my perception is not on par with a lot of other people's. Um, why Johnny Depp won $15 million, but Amber won $2 million in the case? It's better off going to the winner take all. Um, I don't. I think because they were able to prove a little bit of defamation, but overall, Johnny won more money. Even though I think there's a statute of how much he could really earn off of the punitive damages. But I think overall, Johnny Depp's really happy with the result. Now we can start seeing Johnny Depp in a bunch of other movies, and I'd be very very happy with that. And hopefully, I don't have to see Amber Heard in any more movies. I'll be happy to go watch the new Aquaman movie without Amber Heard if they do that. Very very happy to go watch that. But we're having a nice little surge here by Bitcoin. That's nice to see. Small, but in its own way, we're back above $30,000. We're trying to get above. We're trying to close back above the 20-day moving average. And at this point in time, the current price of Bitcoin, depending on what chart you're looking at, is around $30,000 at this point. And the 20-day moving average is at $29,827 and about 64 cents. All right? So at this point in time, you can clearly see we're above the green line here. We're above the 20-day moving average. We'll see if we can close above this in the next 50 minutes. Then maybe we can have a little bit more of a reverse. We'll have a nice little pump. Or still, we'll have a really bad day if we break down below it. Normally, when we break down below moving averages, we tend to have really bad times, right? So we might just go into another really volatile moment here just in a few hours or so. And textbook bounce off the Deepak. There you go. And hey, Discount Killer, happy to see you back as well, man. I know I'm streaming a little bit earlier today. And did Bitcoin hit 32K yesterday? Yes, it did. It hit 32K, like 300 or something like that. It hit that price target that we had. Yeah, I was hoping it would go higher, though. I was definitely hoping it would go higher. And coming back down here a little bit. All right, let me do something here, guys. This is kind of annoying me. I was just wearing this shirt because I was going to record a video for you guys earlier, but then I decided to go live instead. I don't like wearing those. I trade from home, guys. There's no reason for me to ever dress dress nicely. No reason whatsoever. Hey, no, this is my shirt. You can't have my shirt. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, Loki doesn't like that too much. All right, there we go. Hmm. Uh-oh. Uh, YouTube's still not getting enough video in there, but I think we're fine for now. All right, there we go. Make a little bit of a move. All right. Johnny Depp needs a cameo in the next Aquaman with him saying Aquaman. If he did that, I would laugh hysterically. I'm just happy he won. I was ruined. I felt really bad for Johnny Depp. I don't think he's a saint by any stretch of the imagination, but my gosh, like that was bad what Amber did to him. That was horrible. Um, I have not watched. I have not watched the Top Gun movie yet. I'm waiting for it to come on the stream so I can watch it on my TV. And I will be watching the NBA Finals this week. Yeah, whenever it actually comes on. I don't know exactly what day it is. I don't know if I'm gonna watch the entire series or I'm just gonna watch the final game. Like once they start getting into game 4 or 5 type stuff, then I'll probably be watching the NBA Finals. I just want to see who wins. That's about it. Excuse me. There we go. Make a little bit of a move right there. Looks like 65% of you guys think we're going to have a red June and 35% think we're going to have a green June. That'll be interesting to kind of watch, see how that plays out there. All right. Get out of Finviz for a second. Yamaha Gold. There you go. I wonder how this is going to affect everybody, but Facebook parent, a Meta CEO, Sheryl Sandberg is stepping down. Um, I don't know exactly how good that's going to be. Club says why it's a good chance to snap up shares. Guys, the economy could really tank Facebook and a lot of these other tech stocks in the Nasdaq down hard, down, really, really hard here. Oh, but let me check out something here very fast. We've been talking about GameStop every now and again here, a little bit. But I wanted to see if I go to the 5 minute. Did earnings actually do anything today for this coin? It did a whole bunch of nothing. It crashed, then it soared, then it went to nothing. And now it's up to 123 bucks. So not much big news here as far as GameStop's concerned. I was hoping that when they sold off some of their coins over the past few months, not coins, their their stock, that they might have something really cool in planned and something really revolutionary for GameStop as a company. But it doesn't seem like they really have done anything exciting to keep people engaged with this big massive pump, right? It's back up to 123 bucks. Awesome. It was all the way up here at 468 bucks. But so far, this really has not been doing anything really fantastic as far as GameStop's been considered. I might actually go back over here to Finviz very fast and see if they've been selling off any shares themselves. Jimmy, um, No, they just bought some in March at 129 bucks. They bought $10 million worth of Cohen Ryan. Um, that is so bold. That is just so bold to buy up that much GameStop as a earner. But even GameStop and AMC, they have not been doing too well lately. As far as well, GameStop not as well as AMC. But AMC still not doing as good as they could be doing. There we go. All right. Let's see. And hit discount. Bought more Sol, Ethereum Classic, AVAX in today's dip. All my limit buys got filled. There you go. Now you just gotta wait for the next limit order, the next limit order, the next limit order. But just make sure you spread out that money all over the place, just in case. Whenever we find a bottom, you're going to be in a good spot. What I'm trying to say, and I wouldn't feel bad to see Facebook Meta die. I don't really like Facebook all too much. I think the good thing that Facebook has, the only thing I really enjoy about Facebook is their groups page. Yeah, I like being able to talk to like-minded people in Facebook that have different groups. I think it's just an easy way for me to get into those groups and like chat, right? Usually about moving to Nicaragua and stuff like that. But it's like I like it. It's nice and it's simple. Um, Besides that, I don't really see anything I like about Facebook. Besides that, I like I like what's it called? Yeah. I like Instagram, but that's about it. I like Instagram. That's about it right there. Um, And hey, Corey, stocks LIB, ALB, LIC, lithium, SQM. I just meant more if the sector really seeing as the agenda is so green. Lithium needs to be used for batteries. Oh, okay. As far as that stuff, yes, I do think over time the commodities that are needed to produce green vehicles they will become more expensive, and I do think there'll be a greater demand once the rest of the world kind of catches up to this kind of green train that we're going on. But to be kind of frank, a lot of the green moves happening in the world have been happening through private industry and not really the government. The government really hasn't had too big of an effect on the way that the world is kind of green. We tend to just give money to other countries and say, "Here, do something about it," and then they have to use that money for something more pressing. Um, and so I don't think that the world is going green anytime soon. You saw Europe is pretty green, and that means in what happened when Russia invaded Ukraine. All of a sudden, they were like, "Oh my God!" But we get all of our oil from Russia. How are we gonna, sanction them if they're gonna cut off our oil? All types of other crazy stuff. So, um, you know, yes, I'd be buying those commodities for the long term, but by no means am I going to be holding them just for a few months. If I'm buying a commodity, I want to be holding it for a very, very long time because I think over time there will be more and more shortages as countries, as they're doing now, try to go and scoop up all of those raw materials. One of the reasons that everybody was kind of some of the military brass was upset about us leaving Afghanistan. In part, there's a whole bunch of stuff going on. I'm not going to go all into it, but part of it was there's a lot of minerals in Afghanistan that we wanted to mine out of the ground, but because it was so costly, we couldn't justify the war. A whole bunch of bad stuff on top of it, right? We let China go into Afghanistan. Now China is going to be able to get all that raw materials that we really, really wanted out of the ground. I don't know exactly which raw materials they were, but it's raw materials Afghanistan. Um, so they have copper, gold, oil, natural gas, uranium, bauxite, coal, iron ore, rare earths, lithium, chromium, lead, zinc, gemstones, talc, sulfur, travertine, gypsum, and marble. So they got a bunch of stuff. Lithium thing is going to be important going forward as well. I don't know what travertine is. Oh, it's a natural stone. Okay, must look nice though. But yeah, so there's a bunch of stuff that we're gonna have to find out. We're gonna have to source it. But if we're kind of on from a national perspective, if we're going to kind of taking a step back as far as our influence across the world, we're going to have to find out. We're going to have to find those materials in other places. Probably, maybe in South America, we could have some investment. Maybe in Africa, we can have some investment. But China's building that massive highway from China to Africa, so they can kind of make all those partnerships. That hasn't been going as well as they would hope it has been, but it's still more progress that we have done than going over to Africa, because we don't have a land route to Africa, obviously. But yeah, there's going to be some issues going forward, Corey, as far as finding those important minerals to kind of keep the green machine rolling. Let's see. You can get a lawsuit over the metaverse now. If you hurt someone in the metaverse, you can go to prison. Oh, geez, that'd be crazy. Um, and hey, Justin, Mike, would you be cool with putting Ethereum Classic backup kicker? Uh, you mean ticker? Maybe TK? No, they're not close together at all. Um, I can try to put it back to the 24-hour stream if that's what you're asking, but I'm not entirely sure for this stream. Um, Maybe if I had more room or something, maybe. Let me see. I could do that. Then I could do that. Then I could do this. And that's Polygon. And then I could do this. Polygon 60. I don't even know if I do have Polygon up here. And then that I can turn it to Ethereum Classic. 22. Drag this bad boy out. Not sure how I'd make that move. Let me see. No, that's not going to work out too well. I'd have to add something else over here, but I can do that a little bit later on. Yeah, I can do that later on. There you go. All right. What's it here? And hey, Disco why is the news cipher up 78% today? I have no idea, but somebody just made some good money off of that play, that's for sure. Let me go over here very fast. I want to check something out as far as some data. Much is the Fed going to sell? And let's talk about, maybe I can find something from the last week or so. No. Here's something from the Washington Post. Hold on one second here, guys. There we go. Okay, perfect. Sorry. I had to look up something on my left side of the screen to make sure the stream was still running okay. Sometimes YouTube just gives me notifications and there's nothing there, but it still makes me worry. Okay. The Federal Reserve's next act will test market stability. The Federal Reserve's resolve to fight inflation could be tested even before a recession hits. Let me go over here, zoom this in for you guys a little bit. We just looked at this graph like not 20 minutes ago, right? There we go. The Federal Reserve's resolve to fight inflation could be tested even before a recession hits by dislocations in certain corners of the market that are not well understood. This is about more than just a bear market in stocks or an implosion in cryptocurrencies. Rather, this is about plumbing that keeps the market running smoothly and facilitates the flow of money in and out of the financial system. Because it's when cracks occurred here in the past, the Federal Reserve has been forced to adjust course, often with little advanced warning. A look at the episodes in the past that prompted the Fed to alter its policy path or take emergency action reveals that disruptions in the smooth functioning of the money markets and the U.S. government debt market have been the main triggers. Concern about these markets, which are essential to the stability of the financial system, will only grow as the Fed in just a few weeks begins to withdraw liquidity from the markets by reducing its 8.9 trillion balance sheet. That's a lot of money. Um, I'll add a little bit more here. The problem is that what once was a rare occurrence is becoming more common. In 2019, the market for repurchase agreements seized the following. In 2019, the market for repurchase agreements seized following months of dwindling bank reserves as the Federal Reserve unwound its Treasury holdings. Then in March 2020, as the pandemic sent panic businesses, consumers, and investors in a dash for cash, liquidity in the 17 trillion market for Treasuries suddenly vanished. The Fed responded with unlimited bond purchases that did not come to a halt until this year. The Treasury market has since grown to $23 trillion. Yikes. And you can see how far it's grown, right? Starting next month, that's this month here, the Fed will begin trimming its bond holdings, which consist almost exclusively of treasuries and mortgage backed securities, although policymakers hope that the reduction won't disrupt the market functioning. It will come alongside what is to be expected an aggressive interest rate increase at the central bank's next two policy meetings to get runaway inflation back under control. The risks are higher now than the Fed's large presence in the bond market and how its role as a so-called liquidity provider has grown exponentially. With its balance sheet more than doubling in size since late 2019, plus the Fed is not alone in pulling back, the European Central Bank's Bank of England and the Reserve Bank of Australia are also wrapping up quantitative easing programs. During the Fed's balance sheet runoff in 2017 and 2019, the ECB was still buying bonds. So, they have a lot of assets to sell off, and we should see that coming over the next few months, next few quarters, probably at most. Um, and hey, Cassidy, do you think we are in a normal bear market like after COVID-19 and in 2018, or is this going to be some type of super bear market years long thing? So I don't know if it's going to be something like a super bear market where we're kind of going down for a long period of time. I think there's too much greed, and I think the Federal Reserve, if something really bad were to happen, they would be able to stir up the market enough to get things rolling again, even though that might have other problems down the road. I don't think we're going to be headed to some type of long-term bear market. And by long term, I don't. It's not going to be over a year. Basically, we've already started the kind of the slide back down. So if we take a look here at the Nasdaq, now what am I going? There you go. We've already been falling for about where are we at now? About 157 days. It's been a minute here since we started falling down. Let me go over here to the monthly chart. Normally, when we have a little bit of a bear market here, I would say it's going to be during the 2000 .com bubble. We fell down for about 732 days, about 2 years, right? Bad time, of course. During the 2008 financial crisis, we fell down for about 62 days. Not that bad. Not that bad. So we had the COVID drop over here. That one was literally only down for about a month. Then we managed to pop back up. I think what will most likely happen here is if things get really bad for the Nasdaq and we start coming back down here to 8,500 or maybe all the way down here to 50, like this, maybe the $7,000, $6,000 range. I don't think we're going down that low, but let's say we did. I think we would. It'd be a fast drop down, and then after that, we would have a nice solid bounce back up, like a nice quick recovery, like this, boom back up, boom back up. So I don't think we're going to be down here in bad times for years as far as the stock market's concerned. I can see everyday Americans struggling for years if we have a really bad recession and stuff like that. That could lead to a whole bunch of bad stuff like we saw with the 2008 financial crisis where Walk on Wall Street, Tent on Wall Street, whatever it was. A lot of those protests, people getting mad at the government for failing them again. A lot of bad stuff could happen at that point in time. But I don't see it be something that we're not going to be talking about this horrible bear market. I don't think in 2023 or 2024 anything like that. I think things may get really bad in 2023 if things keep on going the way they are. But, guys, it's only, what, June now? We got June, July, August, September, October, November, December. We still got about 7 months. So I'm just doing it in front of you guys. 7 months of market conditions to kind of help us out here. That gives the Federal Reserve a long time to try to fix inflation here. They're going to be trying to fix inflation as far as year-over-year numbers, which is already going to get better here. But they also have to fix inflation as far as month-over-month. If year-over-year inflation is getting better, but month-over-month inflation is getting worse, that means the gas you bought yesterday is going to be cheaper than the gas you buy today, right? At this point in time, I don't see some type of super nasty multi-year bear market. I think, though, if we do head into a bear market, we will have some really fast and hard down days. I think that's what's most likely going to happen here. And then once we're kind of over it, we'll pretend like nothing ever happened. Time to buy. Here we go, boys. Choo, 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 all the way home, right? I think it's going to be something like this. It may be a little bit longer than the 2008 financial crisis, but I still think overall it's going to be fine. And that's only if they don't get inflation under control. If they cannot get inflation under control, then we're going to be in a world of hurt. A world of hurt if you guys are like... if you guys make less than like $50,000 a year, it'll be very, very hard because you can expect that landowners will continue to be raising the prices, and that could be a problem. Hold on one second. My mom's calling me. I always got to make sure I answer her phone. Just give me 1 second. Okay. Sorry about that. Mom was calling to let me know she was surprised Biden's cutting some college debt. Apparently, that's what she just told me. I think she might be watching news or something, so I'm gonna check that out very fast. Um, Biden college. Oh yeah. I feel bad for all the people that have debt that didn't go to college. They don't get any help from this type of stuff. Because a lot of jobs in America don't require a college degree. But let's read about it because I'm just learning about this now. Um, from Corinthian College. What the heck is a Corinthian College? Maybe I went to one. I don't know. Biden administration will cancel student debt for 500,000 students from Corinthian colleges. Around 560,000 student loan borrowers who attended Corinthian colleges will soon get their balances cleared, senior Biden administration officials say. Um, oh, they're not even doing good colleges. They're doing the scammy colleges. Cheat. He doesn't care. He don't care one bit. Um, So it looks like these Corinthian colleges are like Everest College. I don't know, the ones you see all those weird commercials on about on TV. Come for us and you'll get a job in no time. Um, oh, is it just 10K in student debt? I don't. Hold on. The Biden administration plans to cancel all outstanding student loans from those who attended Corinthian colleges, formerly one of the largest for-profit education companies, the U.S. Department of Education announced on Wednesday. The schools have been accused of predatory and unlawful practices and face lawsuits from the Consumer Financial Protective Bureau as well as the Vice President Kamala Harris when she was Attorney General of California. The company filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy in 2015. Around 560,000 borrowers stand to benefit from the debt collection, which will come to around 5.8 billion. That's the largest single debt forgiveness action taken by the government to date. As of today, every student deceived, defrauded, and driven into debt by Corinthian colleges can rest assured that the Biden-Harris administration has their back and will discharge the federal student loans, U.S. Secretary of State Education Miguel Cardona said in a statement. That was a really stupid move on his part. I don't know why he had to be so picky about this, but we'll see what comes. We'll see what comes with it, I guess. Um, it just seems like, from what I see, a lot of Biden's base is college educated youngsters, whatever you want to call them. I'm a youngster, but So if I went to like Montana State, or if I went to University of Washington or Portland University, I'm not going to get any forgiveness on my student loan debt. That's that that's gonna tick me off. That does tick me off. Damn. Yeah. Huh. That's gonna be interesting though. Um. Oh, sorry guys. I just saw there's a spammer in here. Don't. Um. There we go. Um. Geez, that guy spammed a lot. Um. Let's see. And hey, that's gonna kill it. It won't be canceled until we just be renamed a tax. We all pay for it. No such thing as free. Yeah. I mean, I just don't understand it. That is. Ew, yeah. I mean, I could get behind some type of way to help out mitigate some of those student loans, but I think you got to fix everything from the ground up again, because the more the the federal government gets into colleges and kind of does stuff with them, it seems like the more expensive colleges get. If whenever I have a kid, I'm not going to put any pressure on them if they want to go to college or not. Like, a college degree did not help me become a full time investor. It does not help me in any way when I do YouTube. For heaven's sakes, I got a political science degree and a marketing degree. Marketing degree for YouTube is not that helpful. If I was doing the analytics behind YouTube, sure, it can be helpful, but yeah, it's going to be very weird to see how that works out. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure how that's going to work out, guys. Um, yeah, it'll be interesting, but it just doesn't seem like these aren't. Yeah, I have no idea. It's going to be interesting. It just doesn't seem like a. I don't know if he's going to be expecting. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure if people are going to be very happy about this or upset about this. I'll have to look at Twitter later on to see how people behave towards it. Um, and hey, Justin, the housing crash will follow the crypto crash. No TA needed. Guys, I would love if the housing market crashed. I would love to be able to buy a cheap house in Nicaragua in plain old cash instead of having to take out a loan for it and pay those high mortgage rates. Um, I would love for that to happen, but I'm not gonna. I think I'm gonna rent a house for a while when I move down to Nicaragua, and then buy a plot of land in cash, and then from there build on the property a house, some type of dream home for me that has a place specifically for YouTube stuff, specifically for trading, all that type of good stuff. I'll really enjoy that quite a bit. And hey, SD Willie, man, Sleepy Joe. I won't make fun of the guy with the like. He's kind of aging, of course, but I don't know, that policy kind of seems kind of weird. Let me see if I can find this right here. I'm guessing it's trending though. Um, Home, Explore, trending. Depp versus Hurt is still number one. That's awesome. Um, Police in Tulsa, Oklahoma responded to a shooting near St. Francis Hospital. Suspect has been shot. Geez, another shooting? Scotland, Nancy Reagan. Uh, it's not even. Oh, here it is. It's number nine. It's not even trending. It might be trending a little bit more. Associated Press. Duh. How does how does this benefit me? Oh, okay. So that's how they're phrasing it. Okay, that's interesting. Oh, University of Phoenix. Yeah. Um, yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that all works out. I'll pay more attention to it, guys, later on. What are you doing? Loki brought my slipper over here so I can throw it. There you go. People are pressured to go to college to get higher paying job than media brainwashes everyone to need to go to college. Well, yeah, in a simplistic term, yeah. I mean, if you guys go to college, you guys get a degree, you can have a better life over the long term. It just seems like nowadays a lot of degrees, the colleges make you think that you can get a good job with just having a really bad degree. Um, so like if you want to go to college, you better be going for a specific degree. You're not going to be going to college to get like an English degree or anything like that. That's not going to really help you in life too much. You want to be going there for like business management stuff you can use in practicality in real life. I mean, to be frank, a lot of my classes, I feel like I can make money creating some type of course where I just tell people which books to buy and what pace to read those books, and then at the end of every week we do some type of quiz to go over the readings, and that's it. And then they keep track of themselves. It would be very, very cheap, but just kind of a course to like, hey, here are the books they read in Psych 101. Here are the books they read in Algebra 2. You kind of do all the work yourself, to be frank, right? And then um, as you learn, you improve. I don't know what you want to call it, but yeah, I think it'd be a lot easier than just trying to. What are you doing? No, I'm not playing with you. He's wagging his tail. He's mad. Well, yeah. Oh, that's a lighter. You don't want to mess with that. I have a candle over here. There we go. Um, and hey, Ruben, happy to see you back, man. Hope you're doing well. And wanted to buy 3 Ethereum. Think it's a good entry. There's a good chance Ethereum could go well down towards like $1,200 or so over the next few weeks. So if I'm buying Ethereum right now, I'm just buying a little bit here, a little bit there, and a little bit there, so to speak. So I'm scaling into all these positions. Um, if you want to time it to what Bitcoin's doing, a lot of people are hoping that Bitcoin runs into the 200 weekly moving average, and that'll be a good long term opportunity. But usually, when it comes to me and what I'm doing right now as far as Ethereum, I'm buying a little bit today. I bought a little bit yesterday, bought a little bit the day before, and so forth. Or you could do, one big buy every week or something like that, depending on how you want to trade it. But if you're looking to swing trade it, be careful. We're at the support right now, so if you wanted to buy Ethereum at this level, since we are at a crucial level of support, you want to have a 2 to 3% stop loss on it. So if Bitcoin starts breaking down, you don't have to worry about Ethereum going down 5 or 6%. And that's only if you're doing looking at Ethereum from a short term lens. I just hear my sandal getting squeaked up. Uh, and hey, Ruben, we about to crash to the 500 week moving average. 500 week moving average? I don't think so. We could here. There you go. Okay. He's out of the way now. There you go. Here, I'll open this up here so you guys can see him a little bit. If he decides to come back up here, he's having fun chewing up a whole bunch of stuff right now. Um, but at this point in time, yeah, I'd be very careful about how much I'm spending on buying right now because we just keep on coming down. We're in a complete bear market as far as Bitcoin's concerned, and pretty much as far as the rest of the stock market's concerned, if we're being honest, right? Um, I'm scaling into my positions very, very slowly here with huge chunks of cash ready to buy Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all my other favorite altcoins when Bitcoin kind of taps on the 200 weekly moving average. And then after that, if the Nasdaq breaks down below its own 200 weekly moving average, I'll have some money kind of saved up in case Bitcoin were to go down below, $18,000, $19,000, maybe as low as like $15,000. But at this point in time, there's no reason to panic about that level just yet because we haven't even broken down below the 200 weekly moving average on the Nasdaq. There's no signs that it's going to happen yet. We just want to be prepared in case something that bad were to happen, right? Let's see. And hey, Ruben, Loki's a great doc. I appreciate it. And I think you're going to need to have add Loki Cam at this rate. I'm thinking of doing something like that eventually, but I need to have a better setup here. When I had my own place before I moved into this house to help my mom out, and then she moved into this house after she got sick for a while. Um, Dude, you are going to knock over this candle, and wax is going to be going all over the place. Um, I used to have like a whole bunch of space for like this place was for this space was for this, so to speak. Um, and there he is. My sandal just chewing up a storm. Um, but now that I'm here, I don't have as much space, and it's kind of annoying because I'm not going to kick my mom out of this house until she's ready to go back. Her house is like maybe a 10 to 15 minute drive from here. So, but I want her to be, comfortable and safe and, do all of her physical therapy and stuff here instead of doing it at her house, which is fine, but she likes being close to family and stuff like that. Um, Hey Cassidy, probably towards the end of 2022. So as far as a bear market run, like this bear market is concerned, there are a few different ways you can look at it. There's a great YouTuber out there. His name is Colin. I forget his last name all the time. Give me a second here. This guy, Benjamin Cohen. I don't know why I said Colin. Benjamin Cohen, like 747,000 subscribers. Nice, right? Bitcoin primed for a June rally. He just posted that a couple days ago here. But he's lots of views. Really smart guy. Um, Sorry, Loki's like Loki's biting this sandal right between my legs, and I'm always terrified he's gonna bite me and somewhere else, and he bites this stuff hard. So I'm always like, dude, don't bite me. I'm gonna scream. And then I think about if I scream in front of you guys might get mad, or not mad, but just like surprised. I'm like, ah, because I will scream. It's painful when he bites. Like dog bites are not a good thing. Um, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, he's just living life at this point here. um, but let me see if I can. What's the easy way? I'll get rid of Solana maybe. Which one is that? Maybe I can drag this stuff over here a little bit more, and maybe I can do this right here. Ethereum C maybe. I can live with that one right there a little bit. A little bit more of a cut off the C. There we go. Okay. But basically here, guys, sorry about that. Basically, he talks about you're in a bear market if you're below the 20-week moving average, and you're in a let me go over here. So basically, he talks about it if you're in a bull market if you're above this level, the green line, the 20-week moving average, and you're in a bear market if you're down below it. I think that works most of the time, but you do have some weird examples where we're just in a bull market for just 3 weeks here. I don't like to think about it that way. Um, I think the way I see bear markets, I'm a little bit more picky with it. After you reach like a pretty good level, once you start breaking down below the 20, I think of that as more of a bear market. I don't think of it as I think about bear markets as form of the cycle. That's probably a better way to say it. I think about it in the cycle context. But what really gets me excited about Bitcoin or any of these other altcoins again when I buy them, what gets me really excited about us going back into a potential bull market here is, let me get rid of all this other stuff, is what we talked about a few hours ago now, the 200 EMA. So the 200 EMA on the specifically the Bitcoin US dollar chart, not the Bitcoin USTD chart. Apparently that's different apparently. Go over here. All right, let's go to the daily chart. After we break down below this level, whenever we find a way to get back up on it, this was COVID, so it was a lot shorter term. When we get back above it, things start looking really good, really fast. You just got to give it some time. That was 2020 with COVID. Here's 2018 and 2019 with the bear market we had. Again, let it have some time to consolidate here. You want to be spending a while down below this level. Once you break out above it here, the first breakout was right here, closed above it. We didn't close above it here or here, but we did break above it. Closed above it, boom, and then there we go, looking at a nice, beautiful rally, right? So that's what I'm normally looking at here. I'm going to be using something similar to this next time. And you can see actually so far, this thing has actually been, it hasn't been just going up as much. It's really starting to level off here, like really starting to level off. It just started to level off right around here during the last time. We broke down below it pretty handily as soon as we started leveling off. And then we had to wait a while, a few months before breaking back up above it. But I tend to think of that 200 EMA as a really good level of, hey, we're breaking out above it. Let me buy a whole bunch of longs here with high leverage because I know we're going to be looking at some good profit down the road. All right, let me go back over here to the 4 hour chart. Still waiting to see if we can find some support here or if we're going to crash back down. But I think any big move that would happen would probably happen in the next, I mean, after the next 10 minutes or so because we have to wait for this new day candle to open itself up to us. See that look any better? No, that should fine right here with the 1 minute chart. There we go. Maybe we can have a breakout of this little pattern right here. But most likely not, but we'll see. I mean, it's possible. Actually, it's possible. Uh, yeah, no worries, Ruben. Happy to help you out. Um, and hello, Risk Scratcher. Oh, that wasn't to me. And hey, David, how do you make money shorting crypto even if it goes up on the short term if you wait long enough for it to go down? Well, yeah, I mean, it depends on how you want to short. So When you're trading with leverage in crypto, it can be a game changer because there's different ways you can do it. I know people that were had Bitcoin. If I could find it here. There you go. I know people that shorted Bitcoin right here, and they watched their like this guy was down like 500% by the time it reached all time highs, but now he's up over 1,000% because he just held it, right? So you have to understand in context where you're shorting for long term plays like that. But I don't like to do that because that's freaking risky. What I normally like to do as far as shorting is concerned, let me make sure I get um, how do I say it? Um, if you're going to be waiting long enough, you have to have the money in your account to cover the margin. So that means the bank has to be assured that if the price keeps on going up and you keep on losing money in your short position, which may well end up being over 100% of the initial investment as you kind of wait for the crash to happen. If that's the case, you are gonna have to have that money kind of saved over so that the exchange doesn't get nervous about it. If the exchange gets nervous, they'll do a margin call. They'll take all of the money that you owe them, and then you'll just have a little bit of money left in your account, which whatever that may be. So you gotta be very very careful about it. But yeah, in a bear market, it's easier just to short and just kind of let it go down and down and down and down and down. And then once the bull market goes up, guys, again, like when we get down to this level, when we get down towards these levels down here, or even if we get even lower, like below the 200 weekly moving average, whenever I think we found a good bottom here, I'm going to be happy to do some 2x, 3x, 4x, 5x longs on Bitcoin. Now, that means if I'm buying it at the 200 weekly moving average, and it has been known to come down below that, let's say it's a 5x leverage, because I think that's as high as I'm going to go. Bitcoin went down another 30%, went down at 30% after it broke down below the 200 weekly moving average. That means at a 10x leverage, I would be down 300%. All right. Now, if I were to just hold that for another 2 weeks or so, all of a sudden I'm back up here to 22%, which means I'm up 200%. And then, of course, if I, held it throughout this entire rally here, the 200, and let's just say I sold around $50,000, not even 55, not even 60, I'd be up 800%. So that's 800 times 10, so that'd be 8,000% returns there. Now, the thing is, you have to have the money in your account to cover the losses there, so they're not too concerned about it. Normally, they want your margin level to be below 70%. If it gets to 70%, they'll give you a little bit of a warning saying, hey, can you please fund your account a little bit more so we don't feel to lower your margin, basically. And that usually does the trick there. But you got to be prepared for those types of big moves if you want to do leverage here. But as far as shorting is concerned, right now, yeah, if you just open up a short and you just kind of let it sit for a while, you're going to make money off it. If you guys want to open up a nice short that's not going to cause you too much hassle as far as the margin and everything like that, just open up a 1x leverage. Open up a 1x short. Just a 1x short. That's all you have to do. Again, you want to make sure you have some money tied in there because, well, not too much really, but in order for your short to be closed, technically with a 1x, Bitcoin would have to get all the way back up here towards like $63,000 or so. That's not really going to happen. Let me see. I bought a whole bunch of stuff. I don't know actually how much money I have in BitGet right now, but let me see. I've been having to transfer more and more money into this thing because I keep on spending it. How much money do I have in this? $70? Okay, we'll do this. So let me go over here to Bitcoin, and let me go. You can see, see my last short was at 125x long or leverage. Let's go to 1x leverage. I got $70. Let's just go to $50 here. And we'll do a sell short of about 29,760, $10 under. That should be fine. All right, it should open up the trade right here, and I will leave this trade on for a while. It is a 1x short, just a 1x short. We'll see what happens to it over time. But basically, for every 1% Bitcoin goes down, I'll make 1% of profit. It's not going to be anything crazy like everything else, right? And what I can even do here is, how much did I invest in that one? $30, $20. I used $30. Okay, let's do a $10 investment here, And let's go with the short X of 2. Did it open up? Oh, it combined them. Oh god, I hate when it combines them. Um, no, there's a way to fix it or something like that. But who cares? Well, I'll have some trades on here, and we'll just keep track of it in the long term. Again, right now it's up like not even a penny. Let's just wait like a week and come back to it and see where it goes. It'll be interesting so you guys can see that. Even if we even end up finishing off this week in the green and so forth, we'll just kind of sit and patiently wait this sucker out, and I'll kind of show you what I mean by these short techniques, these long term shorts for the bear market. Wow, dude, your nails are sharp. Your nails are really sharp. Yeah. I don't have a treat for you. The treats are on the subwoofer. As soon as I told him I don't have a treat, he's like, ah. Oh, no, he's coming over here for head rubs. Yeah. There we go. Um, let's see. But yeah, you have to be willing to let it go, let it sit for a while, and then on top of that, you have to be willing to be okay with Bitcoin going up a little bit, but still in a bear market, so to speak. Because there's still a chance right now that we hold this trend line here, we bounce up, and that this trade goes negative. There's still a good chance of that. I mean, not a good chance, but there's still a chance of it. But you just have to kind of let it sit for a little bit of time. It's the same concept here as buying low, selling high. You're selling high and you're just buying back low for the shorts. But since we've already kind of fallen down a good amount, you're selling, at the low point, and you're going to be buying back at an even lower point. If that makes sense, right? Um, And no worries, Captain Matty. Happy to help you out. And hey, Ruben, short, short, short. I mean, yeah. I mean, if I'm not here or you guys are on the 24/7 stream, ask Babyfish. Babyfish, his goal in life is to short crypto. He makes a lot of money shorting crypto, and he's been very successful over the past bear cycle here. So if you wanted to just to ask him some pointers and stuff like that, he'd be happy to help you guys out there. He's trying to sell me an extended car warranty. Do not put your ear in my tongue, or do not put your tongue in my ear. Boop, boop, boop. Oh my god, that was a vicious face. I said no. Yeah. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Boop, 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 boop. Why you always gotta be so aggressive? I don't have treats for you. I really don't have any treats, dude. Dude, you have toys. My hand is not a toy. I got slobber hand now. If I pull out your tongue, you're gonna be mad at me. Yeah, yeah, I can grab your tongue. If you bite my hand, I can grab your tongue. Yeah, you feel guilty now. What? Where'd that guilt go? Yeah. See what I got to deal with here. All right, Leader Cole. Yeah, for real. Um, I saw that Max brought Dogecoin cheap. There you go. And hey, Disco Killer. On BitGet, how do you add money to the demo mode if you lost it all and keep trying again to learn the learning purposes? No worries, Disco Killer. You just gotta message them over in support, and they'll be happy to help you out. It's a support thing, I know. I wish they had some way to fix stuff really easily. There's a way to do it in TD Ameritrade really easily, but as far as BitGet and a lot of these other ones that have it, I don't know why they don't have an easy mechanism to reset it. I think because they don't want to have it somehow glitch out to regular people's accounts or full time accounts. I don't know, or real capital accounts. But just message them in support, like a little help, the little help tab they have on there, and they'll fix that for you really fast. It doesn't take too long at all. But yeah, trust me, I did the same thing. My demo account is at 0 here for Bitcoin as well. I did a really funny YOLO trade a long time ago, simulations USTD demo, and now my account is all here zeros as well. But all you got to do is, oh god, I haven't actually had to ask for help in a minute here. Assets, orders. Oh, jeez. It's behind my head. You guys can't see it, but here. See the little help button in the bottom right hand corner? That little help button? Tap on that. Um, just hit live chat and little live chat button is open up, and just tell them, hey, I did this, blah blah blah, and you're good to go. Jeez, I need to fund this account more though. I've been buying up a whole bunch of stuff on this particular account and just transferring everything to wallets because it's very cheap to transfer in and out of BitGet if you guys are using Tron, which I recommend highly. Um, but yeah, it's very easy. It's really fun. The last trade I did on this one though, it was a while ago for this one. I do more paper trading on TD Ameritrade because I like options more, right? Um, order history. Oh geez, there's no even order history here. Yeah, it's been a minute since I did paper trading on this one. I think it was for more of educational purposes for you guys. Oh, and we just started a new day here, guys. So take a quick peek here over on the day chart. We're either gonna bounce back up or we're just gonna come screaming back down towards $28,000 or so. Hopefully not, because $28,000 is all the way down here. Not something we really want to be watching, but we're on the verge of breaking down. Maybe we might need a wick or something, but at this point, who knows, guys? At this point, who knows? We're not in a very bullish situation. Probably add this right here. Oh, maybe this one would work a little bit better. Bitcoin USTD. I like this one a little bit better because it's tick by tick and there's not as much lag as you get with the Coinbase one. And things that are cool, I know Loki is definitely full on wolf mode right now. One of my mom's caregivers that came in today has two German shepherds and a Chihuahua, so he smelt that, and so he was just going berserk, thinking somebody was going to come play with him today. So he was really sad. But tomorrow I take my car into the shop, so I should have my car back tomorrow. So maybe by Friday, if I get my car back and everything's good to go, I can take Loki back to the dog park and he can run around to his heart's content. I've been waiting to do that for a while. I know I could take an Uber to do it, but I don't feel like taking an Uber with my dog. I feel really awkward with it. Um, let's see. And hey, Tony, right now it looks like Bitcoin wants to come down lower. I'd be watching to see how it reacts to this trend line here. This trend line is on the 4 hour chart or the daily chart, however you want to draw it. So here's the 4 hour chart. Oh, oh, that's right. I changed to the Bitcoin chart here. Let me just go here to the second chart. Here's the daily chart. The low over here from May 12th. The low over here from May 22nd. Excuse me, May 16th. Let's go to the 4 hour chart. I think that's where I did this. Yeah, tap tap going on here. If we break down below this level, there's a good chance we just keep on falling back down. If we somehow manage to hold, then maybe we have an opportunity of bouncing back above the 20-day moving average here. You can see we barely closed below the 20-day moving average here. Hopefully we can have a nice little rebound here. By this point in time, if you believe we're going higher, right now is the time to buy up some Bitcoin in anticipation for that, right? So I'm looking at the 15-minute chart. We're only 1.78% away from breaking down, which means if you want to have a stop loss, all you have to do is have like a 2% stop loss, and that's right here, right? That's at 29,142. And if it triggers it, it triggers it. You lose 2%. But if you wait to buy a little bit later on when the pump is coming, then your stop loss is going to be more like 6-7%, which is going to be a lot more to lose at this point in time, right? So if you wanted to buy at support and take the opportunity, go for it. You're going to be risking about 2% at this moment in time as far as stop loss, and that's okay. If you wanted to, you could wait for it to come down a little bit more and see if you can just do a 1% stop loss if that's what your gut tells you to do, right? But right now, um, definitely feels a more bearish. Let's see if we can ever bounce up. That could be a good sign. But it all depends on if we can manage to hold this level here on maybe the hour chart, the 4 hour chart. So we'll have to patiently wait for those ones to kind of roll in here. Um, and no worries, Discount Killer, happy to help you out. And hey, Marshawn, um, does the coin Volt, aka Volt Nobi, look like it has a future long-term factoring in chart and volume? Factoring in chart and volume. Okay, yeah. Volts. Let me look it up here first on Coin Market Cap. What is my Coin Market Cap? Let me take a sip of water very fast here before Loki comes back and tears me up. Hmm. Um, it's not on Coin Market Cap. It's not on TradingView as well, so this is going to be kind of hard for me to talk about. I don't have access to the chart. If you know a charting where, if you know a place where I can look at the charts, I'd be happy to go to that website and look it up for you, but I can't find it out right now. As far as what the company is trying to do, strengthen energy security to support economic growth and develop energy at an environmentally friendly level. Okay. Um, this website leaves a lot to be desired. I kind of question the type of person who kind of built this up. I think this is a ground, kind of a ground stage project. So this is something you would be only putting in at maximum like $100, even if that, into this type of project, and you'd be letting it sit for a while. And over time, you're going to be hoping that they can kind of make some type of tangible utility with their token, actually do something with the business that would drive the coin's price higher and higher and higher. From what I'm looking at right now, I mean, it says contact us on the you guys can't see it here. Contact us at. It doesn't even have the full number out on the website. It also has contact us at Volts Eno. Doesn't even have um, a formal email address there for to be sending them emails as well. So it doesn't look too good to me right now. Maybe over time, sure. Let me see if they have a social media. They don't even have social media on their website, which is kind of scary to me. Um, but maybe if I go over here, I can find it on the community. So they have a Twitter. The account was suspended. That doesn't bode too well for this particular currency as well. Um, Maybe on medium.com. 2 followers. Can I find out who those followers are? Erwin Small. Who's this guy? Let's track him down. Following Coinbase. Let's see if I can. Can I drag this guy? Okay. Let me copy your name. Search Google for Erwin Stoll. Um, Here we go. Senior Advisor of Energy Web Foundation. Erwin is a co-founder at Grid Singularity and responsible for sales at Green Singularity, a company that brings blockchain technology into the energy sector. He has more than 20 years of experience in the energy sector in different management positions. Erwin has expert knowledge of regulation and energy market models. Transactions, an essential part of the energy sector, shall be done within the future with blockchains. Erwin is also a lecturer at the Applied University of Science in Carinthia, covering energy-related topics. Didn't we just talk about Carinthia? Um, Hold on a second here. I could just be wild here. Corinthian colleges. Damn it. So he sounded really cool at first, and I'm like, all of a sudden he's going to work at one of those colleges. Predatory colleges. Um, Hold on. So it seems like the job he does is pretty good. It seems like even if he has done work with the Corinthian colleges, I still think this company right here seems legit. So this guy does have some knowledge, maybe not enough knowledge to fully run a crypto coin as of yet. Since the guy does have some background knowledge and it definitely has a lot of work from here, if there was a way for you to get some coins in there very, very easily at a beginning stage, then sure, it would be a stretch. It'd be more of a gamble at that point. But yeah, you could toss $20 of this if you wanted to. Kind of think about how much you'd be willing to toss away at the casino. Same type of look I'd be looking at this one here. But you can see how you could track down people pretty easily by just going through their stuff. Um, and so but the fact that they don't have a Twitter account kind of was kind of surprising here. And if you want to look at the white paper here, there we go. I don't know. He's trying to talk about what's good here. Okay. Oh, okay, okay. I'm starting to get a picture of what he wants to do now. Okay. So it'll be a currency that you can use when paying for power, I guess is what it looks like. Green energy specifically. I like the concept. I don't know if somebody else is already doing this concept though, so I'd have to look at that a little bit more. But the guy seems to be knowledgeable enough. He seems to have some history, some experience. It seems like he's going to need some partners for this. So, you know, if you wanted to invest a little bit of money and hope it turns into a lot of money, this might be that type of play. But just be careful. It does have some red flags here, so just take it with a grain of salt. That's fine for there. There you go. But yeah, see how we can track people down? It's a lot fun. It's pretty fun to track people down online. Um, and hey, Marshawn, if I was to set up a 4 hour period to trade crypto, what would be the best time to trade? I'm in the USA. Since Bitcoin's been kind of correlated to the stock market over the past few years now, or past few months, excuse me, I would probably say this is my Pacific time I'm talking about. Somewhere between 5 and 9. 5 and 9 is usually a good time to trade. Or you can go from 4 to 8 if you live on the East Coast and it can be things a little bit easier. I tend to think 5 to 9 is going to be fine for most people there. Before you go to work, something like that, you can do some looking at some stuff. Open the positions before you start your journey to work, and then once you get to work, you open up and see how good the trades have been, and you can sell or buy more and whatever you want to scale out, whatever. But yeah, no worries, Marshawn. Like the name too. I have my Seahawks little keychain thing right here. Love it. Although I wish Marshawn and I wish we had Russell Wilson too. Ah, the good old days. Um, shouldn't have thrown the ball. Shouldn't have thrown the ball. Uh, hey, Bideford, back again. Meeting over and now hump. Congrats. I hope it went okay. I don't like meetings on hump days. Can't believe we saw it. Yeah, I mean it's a slow day for me. I don't really got much stuff to be doing. After this, I'm gonna eat some bear stew and call it a night for the most part, right? But yeah, I don't mind talking with you guys for a while. My voice will need a break a little bit tomorrow, but I'll still stream from 6 to 8 or something like that. And hey, Disco Killer, that coin is the biggest red flag I have seen yet. Yeah, exactly, right? So, I mean, it does have some red flags there. You would hope they have a social media account. They need to, like, I feel like the guy isn't trying to scam people, but I feel like the guy has no idea what he's doing as far as running a coin. And that's the red flag for me. And the fact that it doesn't tell me where to buy the coin. Usually a website would tell like lead the way. Maybe it didn't. I just didn't see it. But yeah, be careful with those types of things. Uh, and hey, Muskie, well, definitely a poop coin. Was that Matt Wallace again shilling that BS? What do you call it? Matt Wallace. I know he got caught shilling really bad coins and doing pump and dumps to make money. Remember, guys, YouTubers. If you watch a YouTuber who relies on all of his crypto, like all of his income from YouTube, they're going to have to do more crazy things to get you guys to keep watching when the market continues to go down. Remember, my views are drastically down from the Dogecoin highs. When Dogecoin was going crazy, I had thousands of people in the chat. Now I have like 50 or so, right? And sometimes it goes up to 100 in the evenings. But for the most part, I've lost a lot of views, and I'm okay with that because I make money in the stock market and I make money in the crypto markets. Well, but what's that website? Social Blade. Uh, Final stand. Right. He's lost 1,000 subscribers in the last 7 days. So this guy, Matt might be in a little bit of a panic right now because he notices he's losing subscribers. He has 246,000 subscribers. He is fine for his channel, but you can see his views per day are only about 4,000 views today. Yesterday, I don't see how many views they were. Monday, he only had 13,000 views. And, for my channel, my channel is different because I split apart my streaming side to it. But if I can find my other channel here, Michael Whitman, Let me see if I can do this. No, this is my channel right now, but there's a way to. Isn't there a way to have a list? Okay, I have another Michael Whitman channel out there, and that one is getting like 5,000 to 6,000 views a day. It's I'll probably change the name to Michael Whitman Investing for the second one, or Michael Whitman Streaming or something like that. Michael Whitman Streaming. That's what I'll change it to. Michael Whitman Streams. But you see right here, Michael Whitman. This one only has 534 subs because I just started it earlier this month. I got the streams running here, and I got all of my tutorials kind of right here as well to kind of guide people of what's going on. But you guys just have to be careful about who you guys listen to online. You guys just got to be careful with it. It's kind of risky out there, right? Or it's kind of iffy out there. Just understand that nobody knows exactly what's going to happen in the market, and kind of judge people based off of their track records and not how and yeah, just based off of their track records and how they've been able to help you in one way or another. Geez, who's trying to stomp us down here? Um, Somebody is trying to sell a whole bunch, but there's a good amount of buyers right here, waiting for us to have a pop all of a sudden. Oh, okay, apparently we didn't have enough volume to kind of stop us from doing that there. Again, this is a seconds chart. It's not as dramatic as you see. You can still see on the right-hand side it was still green for the 15-minute candle. But when you see something like that, somebody is trying to short it back down or buy it up, but there's a wall here, basically. And if there's not enough buyers, the wall will break, and then we come crashing back down, and then we kind of come back up here, right? It doesn't mean that we can't just come back up here and break it again. It just means somebody was trying to stop us at that particular point in time, right? Definitely interesting, though. I was surprised by that one. Second charts are pretty fun. And hey, could be have. Oh, I didn't even know it had misspelled words. I didn't even look at the words. I was just looking at the general stuff. Exactly. Yeah, you got to be careful about that. Um, and hey, Marshall, are you a fan of me? I have to mint an NFT of me ghostwriting the medical cart back in the Berkeley days. What do you call? I would take that NFT wholeheartedly. And I saw, I think it was just a few days ago, maybe a couple weeks ago now, there was a video of Marshawn using the Zamboni, I think that's what it's called, the Zamboni, on the ice rink when he became part owner of the Seattle Kraken. That was kind of cool too. Bro, I was here when there was 1.8k people. We were going back and forth. I thought Doge was going to continue up, and you were saying the RSI is high, it's going down. Long story short, Mike was right. I mean, I didn't even tell you guys to sell. I just said it'd be wise to start scaling out, right? And that's because of how far it had run up and how much Bitcoin was kind of running up here. You are just, you don't have a hand to chomp on. Yeah. Ooh, 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 no, get away from my ear. I put some grease on my hair and he likes licking it, so I got to make sure he doesn't lick it. Yep. Yeah. Dude, you're ripping my shirt. Yeah. Yeah. Ooh. I can't get new shirts or anything. He's gonna tear it all apart. But there we go. But hey, Marshawn, first time I think I've seen you in the stream. If you want to stick around, feel free, dude. We always like having new people. Um, and funny enough, I don't know if you're the real Marshawn Lynch. The funny thing is, if you were the real Marshawn Lynch, it's kind of crazy the kind of community we have here. We still have subscribers that have like 10 times the wealth of the real Marshawn Lynch. I'm not saying you're not, but if you are, whatever, you know what I mean. I think it's kind of crazy, like with Secretfish and stuff like that. I always think it's really crazy how much money can be in such a small little stream here. Um, I was a moon boy back then over a year ago and learned a lot. Mike, appreciate all you do. Hey, no worries, guys. I mean, it, trading isn't easy, right? And it's very hard to make rational decisions if everywhere you look on social media during a bull run, it's like buy, 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 and if you sell, you're evil. because you don't believe in diamond hands. You know, it's rough. It's rough, guys. Um, and hey, Mita, do you think it's more difficult to trade this year versus last year? Oh my gosh, a lot more difficult. A lot more difficult. Because most people are geared towards buying and selling, so buy low, sell high. But right now, these market conditions need you to not buy low, sell high. They need you to sell high and buy low. That does not work for people's minds. That's why you got to be smart about how you short. You just got to wait it out, right? Um, and so if you just open a short right now and you just leave it, you will make money over time just because we are in a bear market and the market will continue going down from here. At least in my opinion, I don't think we reached the bottom of this market cycle here. I'm hoping for at least the 200 weekly moving average, if not even down to 16,000 bucks if things get really bad. And by that I mean the global economy kind of just flat out tanks. That'd be the thing that would be necessary to have such a bad move on Bitcoin. But for now, I'm not expecting that too much here. Loki gets my vote for a treat. His treats are I can hear him snacking on his kibble in my bedroom here. His treats are on the. You guys can't see it. Yeah, maybe you guys can. There's a tall floor mounted speaker over there. On top of it, he has his little goodie bags. Oh, I have some treats here. Here, his hemp calming chews. I can get him one of these for stress and anxiety. I give it to him whenever he's too hyper, and like I've done everything I can, and he just can't calm down. I give him those, and I take him out to run aside one more time, and he just goes passes out. Loki, Loki. I just hear chomping on kibble. He's not listening to me. He's eating dinner. He'll come over when he wants to. Um, but yeah, definitely, it's definitely much more difficult to be trading this year than last year. At least last year we had some good levels of support, things of that nature. It's more tied to the Nasdaq, and because the Nasdaq is just so bearish right now, unfortunately, that is really pulling Bitcoin down here as well. Remember, up until this morning, Bitcoin was just doing okay with a slight drop down. But then what happened? The Federal Reserve started selling off assets to kind of help their balance sheet, which they should be. But that kind of tanked the entire market and therefore tanking Bitcoin down. I wish Bitcoin would do its own thing without the stock market kind of. I wish it wouldn't follow the stock market. It hurts, in my opinion, it hurts how fast this bear. It makes everything take longer. I just want to rip the band-aid off and hurry up and just fall here, but it seems like we're not doing that. We're just taking our sweet time because Bitcoin's following the Nasdaq, and the Nasdaq's not just going to crash out of nowhere, right? It can have really bad days, but it's not going to have a 20% down day like what we want Bitcoin to just hurry up and do. Um, and hey, mosquitoes, never financial advice, but the realness shows, bro. You know, shill, and people can learn a lot if they take the time. Yeah, I appreciate that. I'm spending more time to do tutorials and stuff like that right now. I had to take a break from this long tutorial I was trying to do because I was getting too stressed out about it. But I'm working on the technical analysis portion of that tutorial right now. It's going to take some time for me to do it because it's probably going to be a 1 to 2 hour tutorial if I'm lucky, maybe up to 3 or 4 hours if I keep on adding a whole bunch of random stuff on top of that. But I'll have to see how that works out. That's going to be interesting. But I haven't even started recording it just yet. And man, Bitcoin's taking a little bit of a hammering here to start off the new day. Oh, and here, I can give this treat to Loki very fast. Loki. Put it on my shoulder. You can see his ears popping up above Ethereum. Yeah. I don't like hearing his breathing. Oh, do you want another treat? Okay, you get one more treat. You gotta eat it delicately. Delicately. What happened to delicate? That was delicate. All right. Let me put the cat back on here so he doesn't get in them. He's only allowed to have about 4 of these treats every day, I think. Yeah, 4 or 6, something like that. All right. And hey, you're watching Chuck Twitter Whales. Yeah, let me do this very fast, and then and I'll answer your question 1 second, Nico. Um, Twitter whales. Which one are you talking about? Unusual whales. There's also Watcher.guru. Then there's Whale Alert, and then there's Whale Trades. Maybe you're talking about Whale Trades. Um, what's Whale Trades? Before and after trading shitcoins to accumulate more Bitcoin. Oh man. Um, um, what's that? Whale Trades right here. They put out a report 26 minutes ago. If this is what you're talking, like the usual one to check. Okay, yeah. So longs were liquidated $336 million. Shorts were only liquidated $6.14 million in the last 24 hours. Funding rates and interest didn't really do much. Global interest actually went down 6%. Excuse me. So the exchange balances of Bitcoin actually went up by 15.8, 15K, 16K Bitcoin. That's pretty nice to see. Fear and greed index is at 17. I would expect if we have another drop it to come down towards the 12, 13 level, excuse me. And then Bitcoin dominance is down just a tad. Yeah, we saw Bitcoin drop down a lot today, but there's a lot of altcoins that dropped around the same price, which was kind of interesting to see. And the other one here, which I thought was pretty interesting, if I can find it, not Whale Watcher Guru, here it is, Whale Alerts. You're starting to see a lot more money being moved around. Bitcoin being transferred to unknown wallet, Bitcoin being transferred over to Binance, Bitcoin being transferred over to unknown wallet. Oh, to me, to Coins FH. Oh, that's not Bitcoin. To Coinbase, to Gemini. Okay, that's not bad. You're starting to see a lot of money starting to move over though, so you might see people getting ready to either sell off some Bitcoin or start using it as margin for a couple other positions that they may be looking to buy into. All right, let me go over here very fast. How did that work out there? Yeah, it should be fine. All right, perfect. Let me see how this one works out here. Because here's the new daily candle, guys. Kind of without much other stuff here to kind of blank out the chart. Still looking pretty bad at this moment in time. We're just hoping that we don't start tanking. Because if we start tanking, then we're most likely going to be heading back down here towards $28,000. That's not going to be something that's going to be very fun for us to keep an eye out for, right? All right, let me close this back over here very fast. There we go. All right. Don't need all that red light there. Alrighty, let me go back over here very fast. Let's see. How is that working out here? There you go. I see this here. Okay, that was interesting. Thought I saw something, but I guess it didn't really work out there. Okay, that's fine. All right, sorry about that. And hey, Muskie Doge, hard to find since 95% of YouTubers get emails to shill coins for their own financial gains. Mike is a rare breed of YouTube. Huge heart, consistently trying to help people, help others. So, yeah, I mean, I try my best to help you guys out. I mean, I get offers like everybody else to do coins and stuff like that. I just don't see the point of like shilling them out. What like if you guys ever wanted to support the channel, you guys could always super chat. Or what should be better for me, and it doesn't require you guys to spend any money, would be just to sign up to one of those exchanges using my affiliate links. If you guys ever want to support the channel but don't want to donate money, which I can completely understand, just sign up to one of the accounts that I have in my affiliate links if you guys are trying to find a new account to trade with, right? It's usually the best way to help me out, and I like it a lot. It just makes my life a lot easier, right? There we go. Let me see how this is working out here. Any other big news coming out of CNBC? No, I don't see too much going on here right now. Basic tweets, not right there. Buying Chipotle with crypto in 2022. That's pretty nice, but I don't know why you'd be spending it right now. You want to be buying it when your Bitcoin's at all-time highs. That's when you want to be spending it on Chipotle. Um, and there we go. Yeah, this one and some of the YouTube stuff. Actually, let me check out Final Stand very fast. Um, oh, that's not what I wanted to. No, that's fine. Uh, His views are up in the last few days, though. Oh, because the market kind of got more active, as you might think that. But yeah, my chart looks a lot like his. Kind of grew a lot, then it kind of crashed. But remember, he put everything he had behind Dogecoin. So now that Dogecoin isn't as prevalent, his views have gone down a lot just because he only pretty much talks about Dogecoin, Dogecoin, Dogecoin. Oh, what's going on right now here? Oh, Watcher.guru is hosting a space. That's interesting. I have never used space on Twitter before. Twitter Spaces is called. I think it's their way of Clubhouse. But I don't even use Clubhouse anymore. I just used Clubhouse when it was fancy for a minute to try to check it out. Then was really weirded out by everybody on Clubhouse. Oh, we found a little bit of support down here though, at around 29,720. That's kind of interesting. All right, trying to see what's right here. No, it should be fine. Um, do this. I'm gonna take like a 30-minute break, guys, and go check on my mom and go grab some more water and stuff. I'll be back at 6 p.m. That way I can give my voice a bit of a break too. I hope to see you guys in just about a half an hour. You guys will see pretty soon. I'm just going to reset this stream, and you just see another like upcoming stream type thing. And I'll see you guys in just a few minutes here. Okay. But I think I need to take a break. My voice is